point A attached to point B. What's good,
Hey,
JayTech?
what's up, bro? All right.
That's the one, bro. Yeah, Woolly. Woolly's my surname, so I thought Woolly Gamer has a bit of a ring to it. Yeah, my name's Jason, so technically I'm a J gamer too. Yeah, we got J-Dub, JayTech, and I was gonna call myself J Gamer, but I thought that sounded a bit gay. Not that there's anything wrong with gay, gay's cool. Yeah, gay tech.
Probably unmuted. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Um, so okay, I'm here. My voice can be heard. Thank you guys for showing up. This is the Sunday before a lot of shit goes down. Um, you know, I only worked 2 days this week. This is the shortest week I've ever had at work. I work Monday, Tuesday. I'm leaving early. And then I don't work on Wednesday because it's a national holiday. And then on Thursday and Friday, I'm off of work. And on on Saturday and Sunday, I'm also off of work.
Yo, Jay, you're muted, bro. Everybody's saying you're muted.
Yeah, I think they can hear me now.
All right, sweet.
Just a tad bit of a delay. But yeah, so I mean, when they told us the release date, I made sure I put in for those 2 days, man. I was not gonna put in for those 2 days. The 12th and the 13th, I had to have more time with the PS5, like back to back. If I was to go to work on the day that the PS5 came out, that's all I'll be able to think about. You know.
It's 100%. I keep getting told by my girlfriend to book it off, and I keep meaning to, and I keep forgetting. It's really freaking annoying. So straight after this podcast, I'm writing an email to request a few days off.
I mean, see, so what I did was, this happened during the PlayStation reveal and shit like that. Like, I will make sure I'm off on some of those events. I just don't want to miss that shit anymore. It sucks when you're reading the news at work, or at least attempting to read the news at work when it's coming in, and you just can't be there with other people, So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. It's cool. I'm what I'm gonna do really is kind of a farewell to my family. I already let them know I'm gonna be unreachable for a couple of days. So, on the holiday, which is Veterans Day over here in the United States, I'm going to spend a day with them. I'm going to spend a whole day with them. I'm going to leave early at work. I normally leave at 1:30 in the morning. I'm going to leave it at like 11. Go to my sister's house, see my nephew. He's walking now. My mom, my other sister. So that's going to be awesome. And then I spend a whole Wednesday with them, and then we're going to drive back over here, go pick up the PS5 at 9 o'clock in the morning, and from 9 in the morning, whenever I get back over here, I'm going to be running tests of my own. I'm going to be making sure things are transferred. And then I'm going to start testing out Share Factory and all the other stuff. I'm going to run non-stop tests until 11 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. That's when I'm going to go live. And I do believe I'm going to be going live from the PS5. That's the only thing I don't know about as of right now.
You know what I think, bro? I think PS5 is truly revolutionary. You know why? It's fundamentally going to change my life for the better. And now that might sound dramatic, but just hear me out, right? The camera will mean that I will consistently, on the regular, be unable to resist not streaming, right?
There you go.
I'm going to be streaming, but because there's a camera, I'm going to be forced to keep my bedroom tidy. So my girlfriend will be very happy about that. My whole, it's a win-win. I get to game, I get to stream. I'll finally be, instead of doing everything on my phone, because my videos on YouTube at the moment, I do everything on my phone. Well, the PS5 will simplify everything, and it'll just make everything so much easier for me. And I'll be able to do proper streams, and I can't wait for that. So yeah, it's a win-win. It's a win-win, bro. Tidy bedroom. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
So I mean, speaking of that, yeah, I made this personal promise to myself that I was gonna go live every day, and needing to go live every day because there's a lot of news to unpack, and making a video about news that's unpacking at 9 o'clock, making sure the video's up before I leave at 2, and then there's other news. It was impossible to do that type of shit. So that's why I just been going live almost every day, because there's news almost every fucking day. PlayStation did a real good job pacing themselves and not just unloading everything on us in June or July. Like, they had different little secrets here and there. I worried about Demon Souls, right? We got a lot of information on Demon Souls from the State of Play yesterday that we're going to unpack. I also worried a little bit about Destruction All-Stars with the American election, knowing that they could not have done their little video on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I think the Destruction All-Stars video must have been posted Thursday or Friday, something like that. So they had news leading into the very week that the system comes out. This is something Xbox actually has not been able to do, because they, for whatever reason, they told us everything months in advance, and there's no other secrets at all.
Yeah, I do feel like Microsoft have played most of their cards out already, and I can't imagine anyone who's hyped for the Xbox Series X buying it and feeling fulfilled from it a week down the line. When they because most Xbots, no matter how hardcore they are, no matter how much they bleed green, they're still buying a PS5, which is interesting, isn't it? That, hardcore PlayStation fans. I'm not. I'm a hardcore PlayStation fan, but I used to really love Xbox. I used to take my Xbox around to the Scouts Hut when I was younger. And me and my friends they would bring their Xboxes too, and we'd hook them all up via LAN cable, and we'd be playing Halo 2 for like 3-hour gaming sessions, and it was just awesome. Whereas now I feel like those days are gone for Xbox, because everything Xbox is doing now, the PlayStation does, but better. Apart from, if you want to call Game Pass, but come on, guys, that it's just a way of, it's just a deal. All Game Pass is a method of playing games. It's not actually it's not actually the games you play. And I've got Game Pass. I've been subscribed to Game Pass now for a year, and I've only picked up my Xbox One X 10 times, if not less. And
we
because
got a super chat here from Frostbite. I think it's £5. £5 super chat. He says, looking forward to a great show, guys. Shout out to Woolly Gamer. Nice to have you here with your opinions and insight. Okay, thank you, man. You can continue.
Well, yeah, I don't want to rant, but yeah, in short, I just feel like PlayStation fans don't really buy an Xbox because there's no reason to, but there's every reason for an Xbox fan to buy a PlayStation. Yeah. And to me, there just seems to be this kind of cognitive dissonance there, where people aren't actually acknowledging the elephant in the room.
Yeah,
there's a big elephant in that room, guys.
Yeah.
Who's joining?
I'm gonna go next. Just reminiscing on Xbox. My experience is classic Xbox, 12th grade year, 2005. I wasn't left the key, so I couldn't get in the house. Um, after school, so I would go over my friend's house, and I was new to the area. School friend I met in Largo High School. And after school, I'll go over to his house, go to the basement. He turns on the Xbox, and we play Halo 2. And then I never personally owned an Xbox, but I've been able to see the progression of Xbox through other people. Of course, my cousin, he was Xbox for a very, very long time. He switched over to PlayStation last gen. But with him, when Halo 3 came out, I believe it was New Year's Eve or something. He would not let me sleep. We were playing Halo 3 over and over and over again. Split screen mode. Um, and even when he had his original Xbox, we would play Def Jam Vendetta, Fight for New York.
Hell yeah.
Xbox was a great system. I miss the days where obviously we can't do it anytime soon with the corona, but I do miss the days where people would stand out of line, and there'd be some sort of celebration in New York City for Xbox, or even Halo. We didn't really get that with Halo 5. You know, it wasn't that much of a celebration or fanfare. It's kind of like, I believe Halo needs a break. I think the Forza and Gears need a break, and that's the whole point of having multiple studios, so you can push them and let the other people take a break and maybe come up with some good ideas, some new ideas. Um, but I don't know. It's more or less like, hey, look at this. We have all of these studios. Come over here. Didn't you say you wanted to support somebody with a lot of studios? Well, look at us. We have a lot of studios. I just don't feel like they're doing it the right way. Yeah, you brought a lot of studios, but are they making the games that the PlayStation gamers want? We don't brag about studios for the sake of bragging about the studio. We brag about the studio because of what they have accomplished, what they have produced. Um, and I just don't, and have not seen that for quite some time on the Xbox side. Uh, they have good studios, right?
What's up,
Two
Jim
of
Korinix?
What's going on, somebody? One second, let me continue this before I forget. They have good studios, right? But two of them are only replacement studios, and that would be what is it? What's the studio that does Gears? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Coalition.
Coalition. I was about to call them Cole. Coalition does Gears, but before that it was Epic. Okay, more reputable. Then you got Halo. Before 343, it was Bungie. Again, the reputation, amazing. So you got these substitute studios making or doing these games that you knew and love, and they're not doing a good job, obviously. I put something on Twitter not too long ago about, is Gears 5 a L compared to Spider-Man Miles Morales? And I did use Metacritic scores. A lot of people didn't understand what I mean by that. As good as Gears 5 is supposed to be, as beautiful as it's supposed to be, running on the Xbox One X and running on the Xbox Series X, but it can't hold a candle in a Metacritic to Spider-Man Miles Morales, a game that Xbox fans have been saying is DLC for the longest time. And then going and doing some homework based off of someone that left something underneath. All the Gears have dropped. From Gears 1, 2, 3, and 4. Every Gears continues to drop in a Metacritic score. Gears 4 was at an 84 and Gears 5 is at an 84. That's where Gears is now. Gears is an 84 Metacritic game. It doesn't mean it's an ugly, shitty, buggy game. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you can't only depend on Gears to bring people into your ecosystem. You can't only depend on Halo to bring people into your ecosystem after the Craig fiasco. So what can Xbox do going forward? Do they want to compete? I don't think so.
I'm a just share something real quick. My thought is that Microsoft are leading to distribution. They're heading for distribution, not production. For example, Halo is now a burden to Microsoft because never again will they ever repeat risking the money loss that Halo will inevitably be. 500 million. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So they're trying to prime Game Pass for distribution of other people's work, not their own, so that they can shy away from producing games anymore. Also, I want to give a shout out to Saltiest Gaming. He's DM'd me saying that he's repeatedly tried to say hi to everyone, but he's not showing up in the comment section.
Hey, Salty, I got you, bro. Let me just go fucking do some stuff real quick.
Why is he hidden?
I don't know.
Where's my boy?
Salty, give me like 2 minutes.
I need to tell you about Salty. He is, because we're all singing the same tune here, and Salty kind of.
I know. I've been following him on Twitter for a long time. He's really been pissing off a lot of people.
Yeah, well.
But it's very honest. Like, again, the truth hurts, man, and the Xbox fans are in some sort of a. It's okay, Salty. I got you, bro.
Yeah, someone,
go refresh the page.
One of your admins has blocked him, I'm guessing.
Okay, well, he's unblocked because I just went to his page.
Cool.
So you're good, bro. No, but the thing is, the truth hurts, and it doesn't matter who it's coming from. If it's coming from you, and we know about you, right? We know about the hate the Xbox are now having for you, that you're in the top list of people that, have pissed them off and stuff. I saw that little poll, and it's like they want to worship these individuals like Colt Eastwood, Dealer, D-Batch, and stuff like that because they represent Xbox, and that's cool. You have somebody that represents the PlayStation. We don't really need to elect one individual. There are so many of us, it doesn't really matter. But on Xbox, they have to elect these individuals because they can really echo the defense of Xbox. Hey, well, it doesn't matter if we don't have any games. We got Game Pass. Well, it doesn't matter if you guys are doing ray tracing before we can do it. We got 12 teraflops. Or, it doesn't really matter if you guys have exclusives. We have the full RDNA 2 exclusive to our system. It's just dumb shit like that. And it's not enough. Because in the stupid bullshit you guys call the console war on the internet, it doesn't translate into sales. Nothing that they do will make people buy an Xbox at a level that people are buying a PS5. And if they can just stop doing that and talk to Phil Spencer, like, I'm talking about the influencers now. We got Colt Eastwood, and we got Randall Thor that received the Xbox Series X. I guess Kid Smooth wasn't big enough. I guess D-Batch wasn't big enough. But we have two individuals that they communicate with that are big enough to have received the Xbox Series X. And I believe that they should be speaking to Phil Spencer, since they obviously have a direct communication line with him, about the direction of Xbox and what they don't want. But it's too late. They sat on the sidelines. They defended every little move Xbox made over the last, let's say, 4 or 5 years that they've been in the public eye. And I just don't see the course changing. It doesn't matter if they buy Ubisoft or Sega. It doesn't matter that they got Bethesda. Their course isn't changing. Like you said, they're going into distribution. They have these studios so they can pump those games onto Game Pass. When it's time for them to leave the console race, they're still going to be able to make tons of money off of Game Pass. And they're going to put them on other platforms. I think if you're old enough, you remember what happened with Sega. Sega was very competitive with Nintendo. But look at Sega now. You have Sonic in Super Smash Brothers like it's their fucking character. So, I mean, things change, and I don't know if they're ready to see that change. I don't know how that will affect them mentally, but I think that they should prepare for things to go that route. It doesn't look like the situation from the PS4 to the PS5 is going to change. The momentum is going into the PS5, and as far as Xbox is concerned, same shit. Very lackluster, very boring. You know, you're still waiting for games. Like you were waiting for games this generation, you're still waiting for games. Uh, just realistically, just humor me. Do you think they can change? Do you think they might want to change to be competitive?
Console
Me?
space.
Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, I'm talking to Wooly. You know,
Oh,
in the
right.
console space, you think they can be competitive again?
It would require a drastic U-turn from the Game Pass model. The fact is that they've been conflicting with themselves now for the last few years, and this is because they're giving up on exclusivity, but then they're trying to push exclusivity in their marketing, and it's all self-conflicting, because the fact is Game Pass isn't exclusive friendly, because if you're putting your exclusives solely on the Xbox platform and on Game Pass platform, they're not going to sell, and sales are producing far more. If all their exclusives that they put on Game Pass in the last 2-3 years were to be multiplat and were to sell on PlayStation, they would have gained far more income from them than they currently have. They would have made far more profit. The problem is that what am I saying here? I'm trying to get my head together, and I'm sorry, guys.
All right.
I've not long woken up, believe it or not.
Sure.
It's all right.
The problem is regarding that's it, that's the one. They can't afford another Halo, because Halo, there is no way in shape or form that Halo is going to make the money back that they've spent on it, because unless they make it multiplat. But the Game Pass directly interferes with that, because the Game Pass deliberately affects and conflicts with sales. They brag about 2 million players. 2 million times people have played Ori, Will of the Wisps 2. Sorry, no, Ori 1, not even Ori 2. Yeah, that's 2 million times people have clicked on it. Doesn't mean that they've bought it or spent money on it. And so shout out to Salty. Cheers, bro. Whereas if Game Pass was to no longer go down the day one model, they would be incentivizing purchases, and they would be incentivizing sales. And let me ask you this: do you see Microsoft dishing out big bucks on an exclusive game again, and putting it out day one on Game Pass with no caveats, with no potential, this is only half the game, like they did with Flight Simulator? I don't see it.
No. Obviously, it's going to look like a games as a service model. It's going to have microtransactions. It's going to have a lot of DLC. That's what Halo was going to be. I saw something about the armors. Something about Halo Infinite armors that would cost about $5, something like that. And these are the things that were already in place. That if Halo Infinite came out, they were still going to release it in the state we saw. A lot of Xbox fans were convinced that was a demo from like a year or so ago. That was from this year. They were going to release it as is. When they delayed it, it confirmed that the game had problems. What's so weird is they delayed it a little bit ahead of schedule than, the delay season that we just got out of, with Destruction All-Stars getting delayed on a Monday and then on a Tuesday, not this past week, the week before. Then on a Tuesday, you had Cyberpunk. And then it was another delay for Far Cry 6 the same week, right? So you had 3 delays in the same week. That's the delay season. Normally, a game is delayed from my experience because of Call of Duty. It happens all the time. Call of Duty is very, very big, And a lot of developers don't want to put their game in that same month unless they believe they can have a chance. Demon's Souls has a bigger chance because it's a launch title exclusive. Sackboy never would have came out in November next to Call of Duty, but it's a launch title exclusive. It's going to do some numbers. Obviously, the same thing for Spider-Man, which is big worldwide. These are the games that can do stuff. Godfall, a game like that, I would never in a million years think would come out in November next to Call of Duty, but because it's a launch title, timed exclusive, they are expecting it to do numbers. You have a certain amount of games that you're going to have at launch, and then you have some other games, you know, like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed. They're always going to be there. So, you know, I expected Halo to get a delay closer to November, but the gamers did the proper thing. A lot of Xbox fans are looking at it like, hey, we're bashing these games. We're not. We have to be honest. If a game is trash, a game is trash. I will say the same thing about any game I played. I barely got through Avengers. I wanted to love that game because of my love for comic books. But I struggled through the game, because it was so bad. It could have been better, but it was bad.
There ain't no PlayStation fan holding on to the physical copy of that game for Spider-Man, bro. Spider-Man ain't selling that game or making that game.
Sadly, because of what I knew I might have to do, and it's working out pretty well as far as my prediction. All my games are on an 8 terabyte external hard drive, including Avengers. So all my games are digital. I can't get any money back for these. I've already traded in all my physicals. It ends up that
I made that mistake with Watch Dogs Legion.
I'm glad I skipped that game. But yeah, with my luck, you know, it was like the 17th of September, like early in the morning, must have been 3 or 4 in the morning, just refreshing Best Buy. You know, I got lucky enough to get the digital. If I did not get the digital, I called myself waiting to see if they're going to put another one in stock, I would have been like a lot of other people that will not have a PS5 on the 12th. So I picked up what I could. But because I knew that it would be a better transition for me to have my games digital going into next gen, it doesn't really bother me that much, you know? So now it seems like you can play all your games off of an external hard drive that are on PS4 on your PS5 in a much easier fashion. So that's good. You know, obviously, if we're going to go into more news, you know, you can't play your PS5 games. You can't put them on an external hard drive, obviously, because it's made for SSD. But, yeah, with that, yeah, man, it sucks. It fucking sucks, man. I wanted to get a physical so bad, and I will one day when they put enough in stock for me to grab one, but... You know,
I wanna meet Somatic. I've not heard of you, bro. Good to meet you.
This dude's a fucking legend.
Where's he at?
He's here. He might be dealing with some personal things with his family or whatever. But I'll give you a little bit of backstory on Somatic. Somatic's a big sports fan. If we had a sports segment in this Sunday show, it would be going to Somatic. This guy has extensive history on basketball and football, and he got 1,600 subscribers or 1,700 subscribers on YouTube using nothing but a PS4 and Share Factory.
That's awesome, bro.
His professional grade videos on his football commentaries are on another level that you would think you would be using a computer to edit that stuff. He spends an extensive amount of time learning that stuff. You know, it's just really, really impressive what he does.
That's dope.
Yeah, and the cool thing is Share Factory is used by a lot of people in our community. I know that King Thrash uses it as well to do his videos.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on Share Factory on PS5? It looks dope.
This is what I want to say. I'm, you know, and I have to be honest because a lot of people are like, hey, you shill for PlayStation. I do. I can't lie about that, but most of the time I'm very critical. I don't like that they have not talked more about it leading into this week. Now, I expect the video to be posted anywhere between Monday and Wednesday, but it is a big thing. It would change the dynamic of, let's say, power when it comes to influencers and normal gamers. If you put that type of power in the hands of a normal gamer, they might be able to make professional grade, well, they can make professional grade videos. Listen to me on this. 4K HDR 60 frames per second renders. You can render a video on Share Factory using your PS4 in 4K HDR 60 frames per second. I looked at the Monster Hunter State of Play. I was very disappointed that PlayStation uploaded it in 1080p 60. But listen to this. Normal gamers will not have to make that mistake anymore because we can post videos at 4K 60. So when you have
excited.
I am too. You got Xbox fans, you know what they do. They go to a YouTube video, they go all the way down to 360p. You know, they won't be able to do much of that anymore because PlayStation.
Well, they can only record up to a minute, can't they? And 30 seconds if it's 4K.
So
30 seconds.
We talked about this. This isn't on the topics, but I do want to talk about it before I forget. So, 1 minute can be captured on the Xbox Series X. From what I was told by Kids Move, something about you can put a USB stick inside your Xbox and you can record longer. Well, I don't need to go to the gameplay screen. You guys already know. From day one, I think we had 15 minutes, and then it extended all the way to an hour on the system.
Yeah.
And I've captured multiple video clips of 30 minutes. And it has not eaten up my memory, so please don't say that. Now, my video clips have been captured for the better part of 3 years since the Pro came out in 1080p, 30 frames per second. I don't know what a 4K 60 is going to do. However, I have captured in a very high native 1080p 60 frames per second on the Elgato HD60, and it does eat a chunk out of my memory on the computer. But seeing as though some of my videos, I'm going to start deleting them a lot more, but the screenshots I keep, and I've deleted some screenshots too on the PS4 Pro. I think everybody will be alright. Just make sure you moderate how much you capture. It's going to be a little hard with Spider-Man's photo mode and Demon Souls photo mode and fucking Astrobots with all the Easter eggs and shit. But, you know, I'm pretty sure everybody will figure it out.
I must have spent 8 hours on photo mode in Ghost of Tsushima in my total 50 hours playtime. Like,
wow,
it's joke. I've took hundreds of screenshots, hundreds and hundreds of Ghost of Tsushima because that game is just beautiful. What excites me is the speed, like the CPU. Being far more capable of handling things. It takes if you are playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare and you go to accept a friend request or a party invite, I tell you what, it crashes the system. Like, I'm there getting kicked out of a game for inactivity because I accepted a party chat invite because the PS4 just can't handle it.
Exactly,
my PS4 Pro can't handle it, whereas the PS5, everything's just going to be so fluid, so quick, so smooth, so just
let me tell you a story.
Yeah, it's just going to be sick.
Let me tell you a story of what happened today. I posted a lot of Monster Hunter screenshots over the last 48 hours. I think I even sent you one. I even posted a video, right? I'm a big Monster Hunter fan. 2 trophies away from the platinum. Don't know when I'm gonna get it. Been 2 trophies away for the last 2 years. But long story short, I was just decorating. Decorating the house that you got. I brought one patch of DLC for like $1.99, and then some of the other stuff I used my points and I can get. It was weird. I didn't even know you could do that. So I'm just decorating trophy pops. Like, okay. I thought I had to like fight some more monsters or something. A trophy pop because I unlocked a certain amount of decorations. So I go and push the PlayStation button, and it goes like it's gonna go there, and then it comes back to the Monster Hunter screen, and I don't hear my fan anymore, and then the picture is frozen on my Monster Hunter character looking at the stuff. It's just frozen. The system just fucking went out.
Nice.
Because I tried to go look at the trophy, and for whatever reason, Monster Hunter makes this fan go loud. A lot of games make the fan go loud, but Monster Hunter must be really, really fucking demanding. Also, Monster Hunter has a performance mode, so I would be excited about doing 60 frames on that. Damn, bro, there's a lot to fucking talk about. There's a lot of shit that fucking happened. I'll let you dive into the technical side of this next topic, and that would be the PS5 backwards compatibility tests that have been done. For loading and for frame rate and resolution.
Yeah, so I just want to iterate Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I just want to iterate. I'm just a guy. I'm not a techie. I know my shit, but I don't know everything, and I certainly don't know anywhere close to the amount that like RGT and Digital Foundry and proper tech whizzes know. I'm just a guy who reads and a gamer with an opinion. I make that very, very clear. A lot of people have this rumor going around that I claim to be a dev. Now, I take that in a flattering way because maybe they thought the way that I speak makes me sound like one, but I've never claimed to be, and I'm not. Nor am I even a tech graduate in anything. If you want a tech graduate, there is plenty of them on Twitter who know all the ins and outs far better than I do, like Leviathan Gamer and Michael. But as for me, I do read a lot of what we've been given. I read the info we've been given, and I remember it. And as for the backwards compatibility of the PS5, do I think it's superior to the Xbox Series X's? Yes and no. It's not in the sense that some of the games aren't as higher resolution, but that is in no way, shape, or form because the PS5 isn't capable of being a higher resolution. It's because the game on the PS4 version is locked at a set resolution, and the PS5 can't break that code. It doesn't go past that code. So some games on the PS4 are set to 1440p, whereas on the Xbox One X that have received an Xbox One X patch, they're maybe dynamic 4K or they're locked at 1800p. And so you'll get an 1800p resolution on the Xbox Series X, but only 1440p on the PS5. The benefit of this is that we're already seeing the Xbox Series X struggle with some games at 1800p, like Sekiro. The Xbox Series X, when running Sekiro, only runs it at around 50 frames a second, and it struggles to keep a steady 4K. Whereas, shout out to Gaming Despair. I love you, bro. Thank you, dude. Whereas with regards to the PS5, it maintains a solid 60 FPS. Granted, it's a lesser resolution, but it's a solid 60 FPS. Not in the case with, I don't think Sekiro, however. I think that's 1800p on both consoles, which is awesome. So, and you get still better performance on the PS5. So, there are games which are overall the performance of the PS5's frame rate is better with backwards compatible games. Assassin's Creed Unity is an exception, but that's not a booted game. That's a boot game. That's not a playable game, so to speak. It's playable, but it's not classed as a playable game because there are technical issues that whoever it is at Ubisoft or Sony need to address. But overall, the PS5 has been consistent with maintaining a solid 60 frames a second, far better than the Xbox Series X. And that to me is what I'm looking for. I'm not bothered about that 400 resolution difference. It doesn't bother me. But that 10 FPS is a big difference, and that's why I think, personally, the PS5 got Digital Foundry far more excited with its backwards compatibility than the Xbox Series X has. Granted, they've covered the Xbox Series X more, but that's because they've had the Xbox Series X available in their hands for longer. But the excitement that Richard and John Lineman had when covering the PS5's backwards compatibility, there's no mistaking that. You could see it on the face. They were like little kids in a sweet shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There were some games that definitely got the enhancements that they needed. One obviously is Days Gone, and seeing as it's on the PlayStation Plus collection, and it's a game that I played, I live streamed my whole experience, platinumed my whole experience, I streamed my whole platinum experience. It's a game I love. A little lengthy, could be shorter, but I loved it. It was a lot of detail there. Big map, great map, a lot of buildings you can go into. As far as just being a detail freak of games that simulate life, this game did such a great job, even on a wildlife side. So for it to now be at 4K HDR at 60 frames per second, no compromises so far that we know, uh, that's awesome. There are other games that are going to get these major boosts. Monster Hunter is one of them that does have a performance mode. God of War has a performance mode. It's getting boosted. Knack 1, I'm hearing is native 60 frames. Oh, sorry, locked at 60 frames. Knack 2 had a performance mode just like 1. That's probably going to get some more tests and found out that that's 60 locked. You already know Infamous Second Son was one of the first games that have HDR support as well as a performance mode. That game is probably going to get a nice 60 frames per second boost. The fact is, it's not that, let's say we'll have more games that are 60 frames. I don't know that information yet. But the games that are getting boosted to 60 frames and looking sweet at 4K are games people wanted to play at that resolution anyway. And
Yeah.
that they're going to be given that chance to do that in just a few days is awesome. Again, if you don't own the physical disc, it's really okay because most of these games are being given away with the PlayStation Plus collection. God of War is on that list. That's really impressive, and Days Gone, Monster Hunter as well. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. I think they did a really good job. This is kind of like a secret. You know, you waited later to let them do their test and to lift the embargo when you lifted it. So it could be this I got you moment. Yeah, we saw the fanboys on the internet bragging about we can't do this or we can't do this, but now the truth is out there. And yeah, they're still nitpicking. I'm pretty sure Akira can tell us more about that. But I mean, just looking at it right now, PlayStation looks really good. It doesn't look like it's as weak as the Xbox fans said it. On paper, yeah, you have a higher number than us when it comes to teraflops. But the game,
There's so much involved in that 12,
exactly.
in that number. Like 20% of that is for its audio, which PS5 doesn't have to worry about because it's got its own dedicated audio with the Tempest engine. So like take 20% away from that 12.2 teraflops, and you're left with less power than the PS5, and then on top of that, it's slower. The GPU is clocked at a much slower speed, so rasterization and cache buffering, dumping speeds, seek times, all of it is slower. So it's because of that, it's going to have a much harder time streaming in assets and rasterizing those at the speed of which the PS5 can. You get a solid texture in a room and just one texture on its own, isolate it and try and cram it up to as high detail and resolution as possible. Maybe the Xbox Series X would get it slightly higher than the PS5, but that's not realistic for any kind of game scenario, and that is not typical of a game of a game environment. And that's why I just genuinely think that the PS5 has the Xbox Series X beat in terms of visual potential and performance potential.
That's some deep shit right there, but it's true. I mean, look,
that's just my opinion.
I know it's your opinion, but when you heard Mark Cerny speak, most of the shit sound like alien language to most of us. We made these jokes about he's putting us to sleep and shit, but most gamers constantly hear these things that he said, I think in March, and then we're hearing it now, and it's like, oh my god, what he was saying was true. It meant something. It was something real. He wasn't just saying these big words. This shit means something. It's impressive. I do want to talk about some embargoes that I saw during some of the videos. It seems, and this is coming from Digital Foundry, I think his name was John Litterman. He was not able to go into the PlayStation Plus section, and he was not able to go into the PlayStation Now section. We also have not saw anybody show off the new Share Factory. And one of the reasons is because I believe they have some new menu called the Create menu. Now, I think we saw a little bit of that sometimes when they took a screenshot. I saw it over in Greg Miller's section. I've also saw it at the edge of the video for the UI, the UI reveal. But it does seem like there's some more secrets. And I don't think they're negative ones. I think there's some pretty impressive secrets when it comes to social media. Also, I don't think I've ever saw anybody go to the media section on the PS5. So we know that there are more media services than just the 4 or 5 that are on the remote control. There are roughly like 10 to 15 that will be available day one, including some of the anime services. So it's impressive if they will have some other types of apps outside of streaming television or movies. But they haven't went into media. They have not shown PlayStation Now, and then on top of all of that, Share Factor hasn't been shown. There's some stuff
Interesting
with
that John
yeah.
Lineman said he can't show
Mhm.
PlayStation Now at this time, and he said unfortunately he was disappointed that he couldn't share PlayStation Now feature when going through that UI. You know, he did a bit of an ASMR UI experience
Yeah.
walkthrough for 18 minutes. Bless him. I freaking love John. You just can't not love him. He's flipping adorable. And
John is, yeah.
go
Yeah,
on,
go.
Akira.
Sorry.
All right.
No, I mean, yeah, John is my favorite, like, let's say, digital fairy dude to talk when it comes to their videos.
Yeah,
He's a real
100%.
Neutral.
He is, and he speaks from a gamer's perspective, not from an enthusiast perspective, not from an employee or a paid kind of businessman's perspective. Like he's being paid to this. He does it for his love of it, and I'm sure they all do. But you know, I don't want to go into the politics of it. But yeah, he mentioned that with the UI, he's disappointed that he can't show the PS Now, which I thought was really interesting. So they've obviously, come on, this is Sony. They've covered every angle. They've got something up their sleeve with the PS Now, and we saw that 3 section for PS Now games. So that's telling me that either PS Now will stream PS3 games like the PS4 does onto PS5, and because of Wi-Fi 6 and the I mean, if you look at download speeds, it's 10 times more efficient. It's 10 times quicker to download games than we're looking at a tenfold decrease in time. It goes from what was it, like 8 hours to 50 minutes in download time for one of these games that this person was downloading, which is nuts. So that means that the PS5 will be able to handle streaming games far better than the PS4 can. We're not going to see the really poor performance and streaming hiccups that come with the streaming PS3 games on PS4. Like you try playing Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots on PS4 via PS Now, and it's just a no-go. You know, it's a no-go. Even with my 60 megabits a second, it's just not happening. Whereas PS5 will be able to handle that, or they have secretly been able to get PS3 games to run natively on PS5 through emulation, which would be pretty nuts if they've managed to do that. But they're not telling us yet.
Yeah. Let me just going down to some of the stuff. This is a part of a topic, but I cover the other part of it. What is everybody's plans? And I'll go down to chat too, because I was laughing at something. Somebody said they're gonna rob some people that got a PS5, and obviously I believe them. But what is everybody's plan for the PS5? Are you getting it day one? Is the shipping on schedule? Have you got a confirmation email? How's that working? You want to go first, Woolley?
Is this a question for me?
Yeah, this is for everybody. The
I feel
chat
like
and the panel. Yeah.
I'm taking up the mic too much. I wanna pass the mic over to Akira.
Oh, okay. Akira.
No, it's all good, bro. No, I like listening.
Because you told us that you might have a little bit of shipping problems.
Yeah, no. Hey, yeah, I did say that we still don't have a release date. I'm just waiting for it. I mean, I got the money to pay it, but yeah, it's just a release date I'm waiting for.
Sucks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Southeast Asia getting. Is it Southeast Asia or just Asia in general?
Southeast Asia. The only countries in Southeast Asia that has a release date is Singapore and Japan. The rest has nothing. Totally in the dark.
Damn.
Yeah.
All I know is I think it was yesterday. I check Best Buy once a day now because people they said that their stuff was getting delayed or canceled or shit like that. So as far as I'm concerned, money was taken out about 3 days after I paid for it, and that was September 12th, the purchase date. And it seems like it is moving. The green little line is moving. So they say preparing for pickup on Thursday. Me personally, I really believe they're gonna have my package before Thursday. I've made comments about this. If they have the Xbox in the shop and ready to pick up on Tuesday, Wednesday is a national holiday, and on Thursday we pick up the PS5. But on a holiday, you don't expect packages to be delivered in that size. They're gonna have the fucking system there on Tuesday. I just don't. I know maybe PlayStation wants to, be nice about it and give Xbox their day, but I say fuck them. That's just me. That's my personal opinion. My opinion is my own. I say fuck Xbox. If you got the system, the PS5, in the shop the same time as the Xbox Series X, you should let the people that already paid it off go up to the shop and pick their system up. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. That's how I feel about it.
If you've already paid for it, then it's yours.
Yeah.
Legally. It's your property.
I do believe between Monday and Wednesday, we will see people that have a PS5, not influencers or reviewers or any. They're going to actually be able to pick them up. Some retailers will let it happen. Some countries will let it happen. Some countries won't. I know that in the European countries over there, UK and London and stuff like that, I've saw mom and pop type shops allow street dates to be broken for games, maybe even consoles. So I could see this happening. I don't think that everybody's going to just have to wait until Thursday. I'm not going to be lucky enough because it seems like Best Buy is going by the book on this one. But I know they're going to have my fucking system before Thursday. But it's cool. It's cool.
I think I thought ahead here. I knew that basically physical, the actual going into the store and getting the PS5 was going to be a bit of a nerve breaking experience. Like, it's going to take its toll because you're going to be anxious. Will they actually have my system there? Won't they?
Yep.
And so and with the high demand, stores can mess up. I mean, they messed up straight away right from the beginning when they released pre-orders a day early to what they were told to.
Oh, I hated that one. I hated that.
Yeah, they can't be trusted. So what I've done is I've through game.co.uk, which is our provider. Game is your GameStop in the UK.
Okay.
They're called Game,
Yeah.
and they I've set it for delivery and I've ordered it online, and so they're going to be taking money out of my account most likely Monday tomorrow when the bank's open. So that'll be when my transaction is made. So yeah, I'm just getting it delivered. It kind of, I think, has and which is lucky because we received emails actually from Game saying that it wasn't from Game. It was that PlayStation News saying that they're not going to be having PlayStation 5s available in shop to purchase, but all done through online.
Okay, so let me correct you on that one. They're gonna have, yeah, you're right. Day one, right? Day one, you cannot go if you have not pre-ordered your system. You cannot go to a store and expect to get one. It doesn't even matter if people cancel their shit. Now,
Right.
if you don't have a PS5, you can go online on the 12th and pre-order one and get it at a later date. But only go to the shop if you have a PS5 pre-ordered. Because this is how it is, people still gonna probably get robbed or whatever, or people gonna attempt to rob you. But I know how my Best Buy works in my area. They gave me the third degree. They asked my name, my ID, and everything before they even give me the fucking camera. Right?
I think you need to go with a posse to pick
Oh,
up your
yeah, I
PS5,
am.
boys.
Yeah,
Everybody who's picking up a PS5, make sure you take your friends with you.
Yeah, my mom,
You can-
my sister, they came to me with that idea first, and I was like, you know what, it's a little excessive. But you know, yeah, I think my father might come. And then you know, I think my brother Terrell, he might come, and whoever else. I said, hey, we make up a nice little date of this. You know, go get something to eat before or after, and you know, just go pick the system up and shit like that. I remember when I got the fucking controller and I went to like this carry out place, and my uncle was like, you know, like we're gonna go in, and I'm here trying to hide the controller in the back seat because we're going to a more urban area, and I was like, I do not want anybody to see this controller and fucking break in this van, you know. So yeah, man, be safe out there. Everybody, be safe. If you're getting it delivered to your house, be like you should be. Be at the door, always looking out the window, because you know people will take your fucking package off your doorsteps. Be safe, okay? Watch your back. Might need some protection too when you go out there.
yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. Let's see. What game do you plan on playing first?
Me? Oh.
Yeah, everybody. I got Astrobot, so I'm gonna say Astrobot. But what game are you planning on playing first?
For me, it's probably got to be Demon Souls. I'm probably gonna get my boys Salty and T-Rock, Saltiest Gaming and T-Rock 40 to buddy up with me. Apparently you can get a party of did I hear it right? A party of 3 versus 3 in PvP on Demon Souls now.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, for real?
For real, yeah. There was confirmation that somewhere I read it like 3 days ago that there'll be 3 versus 3 PvP. You can rate 6 people in total can be in the same game at one time, which is pretty
That's
cool.
impressive because I believe it was 2-player co-op last time. Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. So I think it's 3-player co-op, the same as Bloodborne.
The Demon Souls remake will feature up to 6 network players. Original game was capped at 4. That's a big increase. God damn. Oh my God, that's good. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, bro. Like.
I didn't know that, bro. You shared. Look, I was thinking about. I was wondering about that shit. I was like, what's up with the number? I haven't saw it. I read all these articles. I watched all this gameplay. Like, what's up with the number? I'm guessing they're gonna probably put out another video just showing the co-op because I did not see the co-op. But goddamn, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome.
I gotta play that with my boys, Salty's Gaming and T-Rock, because they're huge Souls fans, and for me, I'm the biggest Demon Souls fan, but I've always struggled to get into the rest of them. And as for Bloodborne, I'm at level like 67, and it took up to level 60 for me to realize that, and it was thanks to Saltiest Gaming for showing me this, that I could spend my insight on weapons and clothes and armor.
Oh yeah, it took a while for me to learn that shit too.
Like the game tells you nothing, and I was lost, and I've only just gone to the Forbidden Woods now in Bloodborne, and I've been playing that game for way too long, and I just got disillusioned with it and put it down and didn't pick it back up because the learning curve is just too much for me.
So,
and also the risk reward, it puts too much stress, bro. It's too stressful. Like, look, the risk of losing your shit is just.
I know how you feel, man. Look, I've been playing Souls since it came out in 2009. For personal reasons, I just said fuck the Dark Souls series because I don't think it's the way it was created. I'll say fuck it. If I get it free, I'll play them. I played Dark Souls 3 the other day. It's not different than Bloodborne. It's very similar because it's using a similar engine. But as far as Bloodborne is concerned, I don't know, man. I just fought through a lot of shit. That's all I'm going to say. I fought through a lot of shit. Even when it came to the Platinum, I had beaten the game. I had got 2 of the different endings or something. Or all 3 endings. I had to collect all the weapons and shit. And then I had to do the DLC. I don't know, man. I came back to it like 2 years later.
You know what,
And that was
bro? I'll never forget that bridge in Demon Souls. That walking across that big, like it's almost like the Chinese.
Is that the one where the dragon is spraying fire?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It's like
And
the
you know
Great
what I
Wall of
love?
China, and
The
it's
under
just
part.
dope.
What I love was the under part where the dogs were in the little
Yeah,
cellar
bro.
underneath. Bro, that was impressive. I mean, for that time period, like
That game to this day, it's something special. It had an even. Now I'm a huge Dragon's Dogma fan, like huge. Dragon's Dogma is this day one of the most underrated, absolute masterpiece of RPGs ever made. But
Yeah.
Demon Souls did it even better for me. The day I played that game, I ordered it from Japan. I paid 80 quid for it, and because I just
money.
when I saw it, I was just like, I need this game in my life. And when I played it, it had this air of mystery to it, and the style, like, you know, Bloodborne, it's very Lovecraftian, and so is Dark Souls. It's a very Lovecraftian theme with kind of. By the way, if you can hear a lot of background noise, I apologize. I have flatmates.
It's all right.
It has a different style and aesthetic, whereas Demon Souls is very fantasaical. We look the D&D. It's very Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And castles.
And you know what? I live in the United States, but because I'm a big RPG fan, I've always loved that. I've loved that in movies. I've loved that in video games. One of my favorite games, just starting out on gaming, obviously was Zelda, because of just being a knight, and then I went on to play another game, but similar. It was a game called Quest 64. A lot of Nintendo fans don't even know about that game, but it was on the N64. A very fantasy turn-based RPG. And I don't know, I just continued down that road. I played Dragon's Quest and Dragon's something else on the Game Boy Color and shit. And I just loved RPGs. And again, the fantasy is what I love. Science fiction is what I love. The never-ending story, Willow. Like, these are movies I grew up watching. So when Demon Souls came out and I saw the Knight, I mean, that was it. That's it. That's all it took. I was like, I gotta check this shit out. I gotta check it out. And I did, man. I never regret picking that game up. Yeah, it had some difficulties, but I never regret picking that game up. Probably one of the best things I ever did. And seeing where the Soul series has gone, it's good to be a veteran of something great like that. Such a great game.
Yeah, facts.
Akira.
Yo, what's up?
Let's get you in here on this talking point. Anything you want to bring up? We still got topics, but you've been quiet. I know we had a guest here.
Yeah, it's all good, man. WOOLLEY is good to listen to. He says a lot of good stuff.
Oh, thanks, bro.
I got it, bro.
So,
hey, by the way, WOOLLEY, I need to ask you, what did you think about the new Peter Parker face?
So when I first saw it, like I was like, ooh, I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable with this. Like it was disappointing because it's not the same Peter Parker that I grew to appreciate in Spider-Man 2018. However, then I saw that screenshot of him looking up at Dr. Octavius's arm, and he looked like a real freaking person. Like, I don't know whether it was the angle and the lighting, but like that dude looked photorealistic, and I was like, wow. And now I've seen that clip of him and Miles speaking on the roof together.
Yeah,
I can get used to it. I still don't think his voice quite matches his face, to be fair, but I'm not fussed anymore. It doesn't bother me. It is what it is. I still, to this day, I mean, I get a lot of heat for this, but I still to this day hold to the fact that Spider-Man 2 on PS2, but made by Treyarch, is a far better game. And I say far better, it's not far better at all. It's got far better swinging mechanics. In terms of story and performance and voice acting and combat, without a doubt, Spider-Man 2018 is so much better, and graphics as well. But the swinging mechanics in Spider-Man 2, it hasn't been repeated to this day, and it just outclasses Spider-Man 2018, not in terms of aesthetic, but in terms of ability of control and skill requirement. I get bored of Spider-Man 2018's swinging quite quickly. I'm expecting to get bored of Miles Morales' traversal quite quickly as well, because it's the same fundamental design of web swinging. Whereas Spider-Man 2 on PS2, I never got bored of it, and that's because Spider-Man 2 implements real physics to the webs, whereas in Spider-Man 2018, those physics aren't actually there. It's all fake. It's kind of a faux swinging, so to speak. I'll happily iterate on that if you want me to, and explain.
No, I know what you're talking about. I watched a lot of the Spider-Man videos and comparisons with the swinging and stuff, and I was a big fan of the Spider-Man PS2 video game and the movie, and actually the first game I picked up with the PS3 was Spider-Man 3. That was the first game, and Wipeout HD. I'll never fucking forget it. Those were my first two games. So I know what you're talking about, and I played every other Spider-Man in between, the good ones like Web of Shadows. Web of Shadows should be remade. That should be like a remake. That had the best
Get different
combat.
voice actors, worst voice acting, but best combat. I
Yes,
agree.
Yeah,
the combat
voice
was
acting.
just straight out of the comic books. God.
It was nuts, wasn't it? But like with Spider-Man 2 on PS2, you could literally, your webs would get caught on the corners of buildings and wrap around lampposts and get caught in trees, and you could catapult yourself using that, so you could use that to your advantage. So in the middle of an arc, if you're too low to the ground and your web's too long, you'd hit the ground. Whereas in Spider-Man 2018, you kind of levitate, and the animation holds you in the air and suspends you until your web hits a building, and then that pulls you. So the webs are just textures in 2018 Spider-Man, and it's the same with Miles Morales. They're just textures, and they aren't fundamentally anchors that your a weighted ball actually swinging on. And whereas Spider-Man 2 you are, and so that enables you to have a far greater control and skill arc. You could actually progress your skills far more in Spider-Man 2's web swinging than you can with Spider-Man 2018 or Miles Morales by extension. And that's the only thing that disappoints me, guys. Like Spider-Man Miles Morales, I'd be having kittens right now over that game if the web swinging was addressed and made to feel more like it had a level of skill tier to it that I could really knuckle down and improve in my ability. But it's just, unfortunately, those webs, they clip through the buildings that you're swinging around. They clip through the lampposts and the trees. They're not real webs. They're not real ropes. And that's the only disappointing thing for me. And I just can't get my head around it. I wish I could appreciate the web swinging more, but it just doesn't do it for me. Spider-Man 2 spoiled me.
I wanna say, obviously they're building on what they created with the PS4 Spider-Man, with Miles Morales, obviously, because it's still on the PS4. But with the official Marvel Spider-Man 2, obviously it's gonna be a subtitle. Do you think that they will fix that, or do you think that they feel not enough people noticed or cared, and they will keep the swinging somewhat the same? Obviously, they're gonna change a lot of stuff with the swinging, but the part that you were talking about.
Well, they actually had the developer of the Spider-Man 2's web swinging.
Yeah, and he played the game.
Come in and test it out, and he played the game. But I have a disappointing, sinking feeling that they brought him in to see how impressed he'd be, not because they wanted his insight.
Exactly.
Or his skill, and so. You know, they've done an awesome job. Insomniac have done a phenomenal job, right? They've done to Spider-Man what Bluepoint has done to Demon Souls. Yeah, they've brought to life old iterations of a character in video games, but made it 10 times better. And it's incredible what they've done. The problem is nobody else is singing the tune I am singing. Nobody else is telling them to add real physics to the webs, because everybody else is telling me, Woolley, what you talking about? Shut up, bro. They've got real physics. Can't you see? Look at that web swinging. It's real physics. That's real swinging. And I'm like, actually, dude, it's not. You think it is, but all you have to do is look closely at what happens when you go too close to the ground and pull a web, or you see your thread go through a tree and clip right through it without getting shorter and being wrapped around it. Or the fact that you automatically let go of your swing at your highest point of your arc, of your swing arc, to know that a lot of the swinging in Spider-Man in the current gen games is autonomous. It's autonomous and it's done for you. And you could do far more in Spider-Man 2 on PS2. You could attach to helicopters. You could literally pick up a guy, carry him over your shoulder, climb to the top of the Empire State Building, and pile drive him into the ground and kill him on Spider-Man 2 on PS2.
Yeah, that's true.
You could go on boats to the Statue of Liberty. You could fight UFOs and swing on the UFOs to the Statue of Liberty. You could, bro. Like,
I agree what you're saying, and I know what you're saying because I've done these tests. Obviously, I love attention to detail. I will go to the limits to any game. Normally, I will go to an invisible wall or any game, which I have found.
You could
on
catapult
Spider-Man.
yourself as well.
Exactly. So that is one thing I was kind of disappointed on. You couldn't get to the boats. You couldn't just continue to go to the Statue of Liberty or shit like that. We'll see when they have a full grasp of the power, and they have even more time to develop, and they make this new Marvel Spider-Man 2. If they will do more,
they have to change it, bro. For me to get it, they have to change it. Yeah, for sure. Spider-Man 2 needs improving in terms of the fundamentals of the web swinging. If they keep it the same and they do a Microsoft and just dish out the same, but slightly more polished up, then that to me is where Gears 5 has gone wrong and Gears 4 has gone wrong. They didn't innovate, they didn't change. And Spider-Man is great. Spider-Man 2018 is amazing. Spider-Man Miles Morales is phenomenal. I mean, that animation with Miles Morales' costume from Spider-Verse is nuts. Like, that blew me away and literally gave me goosebumps. But if they keep the web swinging in the Spider-Man 2 game that they're going to be releasing maybe in 3 or 4 years from now, if they keep the web swinging the same in terms of its core fundamentals, I probably won't get it until it's on a heavy sale.
Well, look, all I'm gonna say about that, I agree. I respect your opinion, and as far as making the world bigger, so you could again reach the Statue of Liberty or Staten Island or Rhode Island. We'll see where they go. When they do stuff like that, I would expect them to change some of the other stuff that you addressed. So
I agree.
And I'm hoping that we can get that word out to the developers and maybe they can check that out. But with more power, you should be able to do what you need to do without having any hindrance. With that being said,
agree, bro.
What's the next stuff to talk about? I did want to go back and talk about Demon Souls. Did you watch the State of Play?
I did.
Okay. See, like you're disappointed. I was disappointed that they didn't put it in 4K. It wasn't a live stream. It was just video. And they still didn't upload it in 4K. So I was upset with that. It was 60 frames, but I think the 60 frames would have looked better in native 4K. But outside of that, I want to talk to you and Akira, and I see Catman McCatterson is here. What do you think? And I know, Adam was a little frustrated the last time that I did talk to him about the character customization. But that's the thing with me. I love creating my own character. I love to feel like the adventure is my own, And normally I'm creating my character in games with dragons and medieval stuff like Monster Hunter and Demon Souls and Bloodborne. So I love that shit. So I expected them to do a video to talk about it and maybe show it off. I already know how good it could look, but I wanted them to show a video for the people that also like to use it but are not familiar with Demon Souls. We have to go back to the fact that Demon Souls only sold 1.7 1.7 million between 2009 and 2015.
The world wasn't ready for it, bro.
Exactly.
The world was not ready.
However, when they changed demons to dark, the world randomly, hey, I love it now. I remember because it was available on Xbox. So, again, you owe it to yourself as a Souls fan, anybody, you owe it to yourself to pick this game up on a PS5. But I wanted to know from someone that plays Soul for a long time, I'll be getting in contact with Salty. I want to also pick his brain. I didn't know he was heavy into Souls, so thank you for telling me that. What do you think of the character customization? Completely different. You know, they had this scrawny, malnourished style to them.
Yeah.
You know, and in some way looked alien, but it was their style. It was From Software's style on what they wanted the human to look like in that universe. But what do you think when you saw the state of play start? And I've watched it over 8 times now. But when you saw the state of play start, what do you think about those character models?
Akira, do you want to go with this?
Yeah, no,
you can start. You can start.
I mean, Demon's Souls, like I said, Blue Point games are gods. I've been thinking ever since I've seen State of Play. I've been wondering, I think people are underestimating the difficulty of remaking a game to be still new but faithful to the old game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think there's certain difficulty there because there's an established fan base that you can actually disappoint if you do something wrong, for example, with the game. And I think with Demon's Souls, when I look at the PS3 game and I look at the PlayStation 5, they overhauled a lot of shit. Like, there's no manual for that. There's a lot of ideas put into there that they did. Yeah. So I find it really amazing. I like Blue Point, and I wish Sony buys them soon. Yeah.
There's rumors that they already have. I mean, I messed up the other day and thought for some reason that Gavin Moore was former creative director at Blue Point, but he's always been with SIE Japan Studios. So that was my mistake because he is creative director of SIE Japan Studios now, which is pretty awesome. So although that can't be used as any kind of proof that Blue Point have been bought, there are quite a lot of insiders who have made the bold statement that Blue Point were purchased by Sony quite a while back, and quite a few big name YouTubers have said that. So
yeah,
to be honest, their working relationship with Sony is so kind of close, a bit like how Insomniacs were before Sony bought them, that I don't think Sony even need to buy Blue Point. The moment Sony say to Blue Point, let's make a game together, or vice versa, either one of them will say hell to the yeah, let's do it. They have a deep respect for each other, and that's what I love about the culture of Sony. They invest in the developers in terms of personability. They're very personal, and they like what they did with Hideo Kojima. I'll never forget that. That's one of the most powerful testaments, I think, in modern day corporation, in terms of how a modern day corporation can be when and act in good faith, and not everything has to be bureaucratical and done on paper. Sony's Guerrilla Games gave Hideo Kojima the source code to their engine, the Decima engine, before any contract was made. They gave it to him, and it reduced Kojima to tears. It actually made him cry because the toxic environment he was in and that he came out of. And here's the golden jewel engine that he had the most admiration for, because in many ways it looks almost identical to the Fox engine in what it renders, except more advanced. Like, you look at the character models of Death Stranding and compare that to character models in Metal Gear Solid 5. It's uncanny how the skin and everything else looks very similar. The clothing models and the texture models, it looks quite the same, and I think it resonated with Kojima. Well, for Gorilla to go to him and say pretty much, here you go, Your Majesty, here's our code for you to use. We love you and we respect you, is unbelievable. Like,
Yeah.
the culture among those devs is nuts.
But look at what happened also with Insomniac. They went to Xbox to make Sunset Overdrive, which I believe is Xbox's probably best new IP that they've created this gen. The game flopped. Still had a good communication with Sony, good relationship with Sony. Went on to make the Ratchet and Clank video game that looks amazing. It's a reimagining. Produced a movie a little bit. Not that good. But they continued their relationship where they left off. They never got acquired. They put out Spider-Man. It was a hit. They still didn't acquire them for another year or so, if I remember correctly. And they are able to put out a new Spider-Man with a new Ratchet and Clank within the first year of the new console.
Dude, they've made 3 games. They released Spider-Man 2018, and in 3 years they've released. In 2 years, in 2.5 years, they've released 3 games, 3 AAA titles.
Exactly,
it's freaking nuts.
And their value is on a whole nother level than some of the smaller studios that Microsoft was able to acquire. For whatever the reason, they was like, hey, I want to be a part of this party over here. They accepted the money. They got acquired by Microsoft, but you just can't replace skill. You know?
Facts. Optimus Code. Skill. Shout out to Optimus Code. He always says this. It's down to the developer talent. It's down to talent. And but I think there's more to it. You look at Pixel Opus, right? Pixel Opus, they made Entwined.
Yeah.
And they come out with Concrete Genie.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference is staggering.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and this is Pixel Opus. These are a nobody. These are the kind of people that Microsoft would get to make a Battletoads and it flop and never hear of them again. They're the kind of company that Microsoft would close down and put all the staff into 343. Yeah. Yet Sony are like, no, do your thing. We'll nurture you. We'll help you grow. We'll nurture your talent. Start small, get bigger. And they did the same with Ben Studios. Days Gone was
I remember,
crazy,
bro, if it wasn't for Sony, there would be no Dark Souls. There would be no Sekiro.
So true.
There would be no... Even look at the deal that they made with the people that make Neo. They made the deal.
Yep.
The Souls series is here because PlayStation took a chance. And they were skeptical
about it. And I'd argue Neo
it.
is on par with the Soul series.
Exactly.
In terms of quality. It's crazy.
So I think that, if you're an older gamer, old enough, you can't be disrespectful to history enough to say, PlayStation's garbage or this or that or that. They have changed gaming for the better. They've put out some genres that we would have never saw if it wasn't for them taking a chance. Little Big Planet. Again, my favorite game of this year is Dreams. A game where anything is possible. Don't get me started on that, bro. I could share some fucking pictures that'll just blow your mind just from Dreams.
Hey, bro, really sorry. I'll be right back. Just 30 seconds.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for Sony taking a chance on Media Molecule making Little Big Planet, Dreams would have never existed. But then Little Big Planet 1 blew up, and they had no choice but, hey, bro, we gotta acquire Media Molecule. They're hot. Media Molecule went to Nintendo, and they went to Xbox with Little Big Planet. Both of them turned them away. And it was Nintendo's biggest regret, especially with Reggie Fils-Aimé, after seeing what you could do on Little Big Planet. He always regretted that. So, again, PlayStation taking a chance on games and devs and studios where other people just ignore them is what makes PlayStation who they are. And I hope they continue to do that going into this new generation. Give some of these developers the freedom to make whatever they want to make, Don't restrict them to making trilogy after trilogy if gamers are sitting up there and they're getting bored with it by the second game or the third game. I just want to read from the chat real quick. I want to thank you guys for showing up. Okay, Adam, thank you for being a viewer. Jamar Bates, thank you for showing up. Red Raven, EDM Gamer, Boca Loca is in the chat, but thank you for showing up. Cedric, it is what it is. Jamar Bates, I already called you out. Predman, there you go. Predman and Ice Queen Gaming, Vegan VR King, Rafe the Emperor, Rune Mamba. Thank you guys for showing up so much. Salty Gamer is in here showing his support. And there was like somebody else that came here to show their support for the Woolly Gamer. I appreciate you guys listening. Gaming Despair. Thank you for showing up.
That was Gaming.
Yeah.
That's the one.
So, yeah, I mean, again, taking a chance where other people wouldn't. That's the strength of PlayStation. I mean, look at Virtual Fighter. Look at Tekken. Like, these games started on PlayStation. Look how big they are now. You got to give that respect, but, you know, if you're on the Xbox side, you can only get but so far throwing money at people and hoping that they will allow themselves to be acquired by you, because they have such deep history with PlayStation. And not only that, but you know, just out the gate, games are going to sell better. Fuck looking better. They're going to sell better on PlayStation 5 and on the existing PS4. So you have to make your decisions. You don't want to piss off the gamers that are give you money and keep that studio afloat.
Yeah.
That's a discussion for another time, because it's just deep as fuck when it comes to Bethesda. I probably will come back to them after January, after the deal is finalized.
Bethesda thinking money, don't they? They do. They the way that they monetize the mobile game, that Elder Scrolls mobile game, the way that they monetized Fallout 76 and sold it, and then betrayed every customer who pre-ordered the collector's edition with them bags, them duffel bags. It giving them cheap plastic instead of the actual canvas that they promised. And, you know, just everything else, Bethesda have shown the kind of mindset they have. It's similar to EA, right? They think money. Who does Microsoft have deals with? EA and Bethesda. How rich are Microsoft? Pretty damn rich. It all kind of speaks money to me. Where not passion. But I tell you what, which company has the mind share, not just among customers, but among developers? Sony. Yeah. Sony have the mind share, because developers know that if they go to Sony will really support them to make a great game. They won't just give them all the money they need and go, make your game. They'll support them and say, no, this needs to be improved. They did it with their own studios. They'll do it with third-party studios. This ain't ready. This needs more time. They you know, you look at Santa Monica. They had to cut back on boss variety to get the game out, because it was reaching the point where it was becoming so expensive, because Sony gave them motion capture for the entirety of the game. Every aspect of the game is motion captured. Every cutscene, everything. Same with it's the exact same with The Last of Us Part 2. And it kind of gives you the example that Sony invests big money into what devs need to make a game, but they also give them kind of like a push in the right direction. Like, you know, you need to kind of work on this, improve in this area. And I don't see Microsoft doing that. You know what? That what's that flying game that's just come out?
Falconeer.
The Falconeer.
Yeah.
That is such a shame, because that game looked like it had potential. And people might go, oh, but it's only made by one guy. Well, I'm sorry, guys, but when you've got a partnership with Microsoft should be able to fund giving you more support, so that it's not just made by one guy. It might have that one guy's name on it, but that guy needs help to make a game that will appeal to a mass market in terms of quality.
I want you to look at another game, too. I want you to look at this game, No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Remember what happened to that studio. No, remember the struggle of that studio? I believe it was the studio offices got flooded or something, and Sony stepped in to help them get that game out. Again, I don't know how much PlayStation helped with, you know, the turnaround. I think that was 505 Games, if I'm not mistaken, or it was just them wanting to get their reputation fixed. But No Man's Sky never quit. Like where EA quit when it came to Anthem and didn't try hard enough to change shit around in a quick amount of time. The people over there at what is it called? No Man's Sky, but what's the name of the studio? Fuck.
Hello Games.
Hello Games, yeah. Hello Games.
Hello
I watched
Games.
the whole coverage of that. Like, I was invested in No Man's Sky. Again, I'm a big sci-fi fan, so I was very invested in, going into outer space, going to these planets. A little disappointed I couldn't see my character and certain other things, but they fixed things, and they continue to add things.
Yeah.
They continue to upgrade things. And I love that from a developer. They just don't quit, You know
what, bro? I was more excited for No Man's Sky, even more excited for No Man's Sky than I was for Death Stranding, and that's saying something. I would watch Cobra TV. I don't know if you've heard of him. Cobra TV on YouTube. He's a fantastic YouTuber. He's got a real good voice for radio and television. But he was leading up to the release of No Man's Sky like 3 years ago. He was absolutely like the go-to place for all No Man's Sky content. And when it released, he was heartbroken. We all were. We were heartbroken by what it was to what we had imagined and what we had been promised. And for Hello Games to not ditch it after what has it been now, 3 years? Longer to not ditch it, but continue to work on it and improve it year after year after year, and not relegate it to the back for a small team to continue to work on, but let it be their sole focus. That to me has earned Hello Games so much respect from me personally. And some people might disagree with that and might think they're a bunch of liars. Sean Murray was a liar and a scammer. But I think, you know what? They've got some balls. They've got bollocks, because they took the L and they got to work. They went to work, and all these updates have been free. All these updates have been free.
Yeah, I don't think he deserved all that type of hate, man. I mean, I know a thing or two about hate, but I gotta say, people hated him. They hated him a lot for that. I can't lie. I did get I got my refund. And then I went back out and I picked it up. I think the year after, or maybe when they released that they announced that they were gonna fix some stuff. Went back out and I picked that shit back up again. I kept it on my hard drive ever since. I can't wait for the PS5 update. For PlayStation to take a chance on somebody like that. I'm gonna have to
buy it again, unfortunately.
It's all right. For PlayStation to take a chance on them was awesome.
It was. I have to buy it again because I gave mine to a friend.
Oh, you said you have to buy. I thought you were saying you had to back out again. Oh, wow. You gave yours away.
Yeah. I gave it to a friend who was giving it to charity. He was doing a charity run, and so I gave a few of my games to him. But I was sad to see No Man's Sky go, let me tell you, because I'm going to get you again. I'm going to get that game again. It's a phenomenal game. Great with friends.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, it is, man. I mean, all the stuff that they added, I think when they first added the update, me and my stepbrother, we got on there. It was just awesome, man. The thing that they promised, they kept their promise. It took a little longer, but they kept their promise. I don't see Anthem ever making a rebound like No Man's Sky. I don't even see Avengers doing it in the amount of time that they need to.
I do with Anthem, bro. I do.
You think? Now remember, I picked 100%. Up Anthem. I just don't have it on my hard drive, but I did pick it. I picked it up, and I had to delete it because obviously for the difficulty. I want them to fix it. I want them to announce, hey, we're gonna redo this and that, and
have you already heard?
It. Huh?
Have you not heard?
Probably not.
They are fixing it. We got an update just last week of a complete reboot of the game, and they've showing screenshots of the new HUD and the new features of the new UI and customization options. Also, they're shout out to Acer Gaming. Good to see him there in the chat. they're revamping it, and there's a guy who's been heavily invested in Anthem, a YouTuber who keeps tabs on it. Just type in Anthem and he'll be the first that pops up. I can't remember his name, but he's been keeping us all updated on it, because I think Anthem is a better game than Marvel's Avengers. It's got a better core design there. It's got better battle mechanics and flight mechanics, and I think it's more fun. I found Marvel Avengers terrible, to be honest. Wasn't a fan. I know it's a dub. I know it's a big L to say that. It's a bad take.
Good.
Hot take.
I wanted to know. Okay, so I'm on Anthem, the website, right? Where would I get the quote of the update?
Well, on their Twitter.
On their Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, let me show you.
You can put it in a Discord if you want, or in the chat.
I'll get it up. Twitter Anthem.
Yeah, cause I think the game was beautiful. I don't think I had any problem with the visuals. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I wanted it to be as good as everybody else hyped me up on, and it's not a lot of games I go out there and buy because of hype. Again, people hype me up on Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty every year, and I'm able to fight the temptation to follow them. But Anthem was different, and again, it had that fantasy factor to it. And obviously, I'm a big Iron Man fan because of the Marvel video games, and I fell for it. I was like, oh man, well.
Bro, on Twitter, I've DM'd you the update.
Thanks, man.
It's on blog.bioware.com. So it's being presented through that.
I see that.
But lots of exciting shit going on with
I will
Anthem,
be following them right now so I can keep up to date with that.
Yeah.
Oh, BioWare. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotta follow them. Speaking of BioWare, I'm not sure if it's is it the same dev?
Yeah,
it does,
Mass Effect.
Dragon Age?
Oh, yeah. Dragon Age, Mass Effect, all that stuff.
I'd never deleted Dragon Age, but I'm at a stuck spot of this dragon, but I'm gonna go back. I gotta fight through that shit. Dragon Age stands the test of time. Still a gorgeous game.
Is that Inquisition or Dragon Age 1?
Inquisition. Still a great, gorgeous game.
I play a dwarf assassin with 2 daggers, and I just couldn't get past the terrible voice acting. I need to try and go back to it and play it. I just need more patience. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate now.
Okay.
I've just started yesterday. And you know what it tells me, bro? A lot of games we don't appreciate at the time of the release, but when you go back with all the shit that we've got recently, and you go back and you actually play these games, you can appreciate the depth that they have. Like, you compare Assassin's Creed Syndicate to Watch Dogs Legion, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, it's at the time, it wasn't a great game. It didn't captivate me. I put it down within an hour. But I've gone back and I'm like, well, how have I just spent 20 hours playing Watch Dogs Legion and not appreciated this? It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be the sentiment for a lot of gamers this week. With, again, bad reputation for Days Gone. Don't think that reputation will last after people get their hands on it for free with PlayStation Plus at 60 frames, 4K. I think a lot of games need that. Monster Hunter is one of the games I thought that it needed to come back to PlayStation a little earlier than 2018, because there was a lot of people over on PlayStation 4, and they were really supporting these games. These games were selling like 1 million in a month or 1 million in a year and shit. And lo and behold, the game comes over, fucking does like 11 or 12 million within a year. Monster Hunter World just knocked it out of the park. There's a lot of people that didn't buy the game, and now it's free with PlayStation Plus, so that'll be interesting. See more hunters up there. So that's good. I think next generation will revive a good amount of older games. After you finish beating the launch titles, you can go return to some of these other games with increased frame rate and resolution. I don't think that's a problem. Finish up some games that you might have had some problems with. Maybe they have some new helpful details with the new PS5 interface. Which now that I think about that, is that something like exclusive to the PS5? Because I haven't heard Xbox doing any of that helpful video shit.
No, it's definitely exclusive to the PS5. The PS5's UI, in my opinion, is just as revolutionary as the DualSense controller. Like, those activity tabs kind of are the equivalent of quick resume on the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
But more specific because they direct you to a specific point in the game, passing all the loading screens and all the logo screens and everything else in the main menu, straight and teleport you pretty much straight into the point that's specific to that particular challenge that you have to complete to earn the trophy. And that's amazing because when you think about it, that's going to be at most 6 or 7 seconds. So it's pretty crazy. And then Demon Souls has over 180 videos to help you through it, which is nuts. Like, the devs have literally made 180 videos for us to stream whilst we're playing Demon Souls on the PS5.
And that right there, look, is it a crutch? Let me just be honest. Yes. The way me and my brother played is the way me and my brother played Monster Hunter on a PSP. We had ad hack mode. We were basically not that many rooms apart when we started playing Demon Souls, and we would bounce ideas off of each other, and we would get information from each other. And of course, eventually we turned to the internet. But it wasn't as much help as you would expect. Demon Souls was the first of its kind. Not a lot of people knew a lot of things about it. This time around, a lot of people are going to get a lot of help. So I think that anybody talking about the difficulty, you should remember there's going to be a lot of help. And you have an increased amount of people that can help you on co-op, which is very, very good.
Think about this, bro, and Akira, both of you think about this for a second, right? You're in a party with your friends. Say me and Saltiest Gaming and T-Rock, the three of us, or say us three, yeah, me, you, Jay, and you, Akira. We're playing Demon Souls together, and we're all together playing co-op, and we're all in the party chat. I can actually get one of your tabs up on my screen, and I can see whilst playing with you your camera, your view of what you're playing at the same time. So not only am I seeing your character on my screen and hearing you through the party chat, I'm seeing your character on your screen at the same time, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Now that helps. Again, Somatic, sometimes he's playing football and he's very invested in it and he wants me to watch it. So let's say, I tell Somatic, I'm not big enough in football or American football enough to want to watch it a lot. I see the highlights, and the Ravens is my team, Baltimore Ravens, but that's pretty much it. Unless it's like going to the playoffs or a championship game, I'm probably not going to be watching every football game. However, now, when he's playing Madden, I can have that tab open, and I can let him know, hey, bro, I'm watching this. Or let's say anybody in the chat, if I'm gaming and you send me an invite to you're playing a game and you want me to watch it, shit, I'll watch it. Or we have it via live stream, so we'll be picture-in-picture inside of another picture. I think it's impressive. Also, I wanted to ask you about it. Does the Xbox Series X have that?
Have what?
That picture-in-picture, you can view somebody else playing a game while you're gaming?
It used to have something similar, but it got scrapped very quickly because it was too much of a strain on the CPU of the Xbox One X. No, pretty much what you've got with Xbox currently, you've got with the Xbox Series X, but nothing more. There's no UI feature exclusive to the Xbox Series X that you can't do on the Xbox One or Xbox One X, which is, again, a big shame. You're going to be buying for 500 quid a console, you're going to plug it in, and you're going to be like, wait, have I got my Xbox One X on or my Xbox Series X on? I'm not sure. Let me check. Because it's the same.
I'm a big theme supporter. I've been supporting themes since, 2005. So, I love backgrounds. I love personalizing anything. That's why I love creating my own character. It kind of made me feel some type of way that they were kind of ripping off what PlayStation had already had available for so long. Even how the UI looked a little bit with the panels and the style that it looked. But now it's like they're showing you that there's nothing special about the new system because the old system has the same exact UI. And I'm not sure who okays these ideas, but they need to be fired. You have a new system with the same UI as the old system.
Yeah,
That's the same UI as the weaker system of the newer system, as well as the other UI for the Xbox Classic One, like the heavy boy. It's just, I don't know, man.
They're heading for a brick wall, dude, but they're too far gone to turn back, and they know it. They know it because they're globalizing the brand at the expense of the premium of the console. So the Xbox is no longer a console. Xbox is a brand. The Game Pass is the console. In Microsoft's eyes, it's Game Pass Studios. It's not Xbox Studios anymore. And this is the problem. To globalize the brand by getting it on every device, on every mobile phone, on every PC, it comes at a huge cost. And that cost, they haven't thought about yet or refuse to think about because they've got the blinkers on and they're trying to get all those numbers. But the tried and true method is what Sony is sticking to. If Sony viewed Game Pass as a threat, Sony could, in an instant, get rid of that threat because all they'd have to do is go, right, we're going day one Game Pass model with PlayStation now. Boom. Everybody's on it. They'd invest a few $100 million on their servers, maybe create their own dedicated Azure-like server to software to stream the games on. Maybe get a dedicated team to porting games over natively to PC like they have done with Horizon Zero Dawn. And you know what? Within 2 years, Game Pass will just be like Google Stadia, because everybody will be where the games are, and Sony have the games. But Game Pass isn't a threat to Sony. It's not making anywhere near as much money as Sony are making. If you compare Xbox's revenue to Sony's, it pales in comparison. I think they're like 10 billion and Sony are like 19 billion. But that's besides the point. We're not shareholders here. I mean, you speak to an Xbot, like an Xbox fanboy, about the flaw of the Game Pass model and how it ruins true quality AAA experiences if those games are designed for a service model day one, a subscription model day one, and how it cheapens the production value of those games. They'll go, yeah, but you're still using Azure and you're still paying Microsoft, so they're still getting your money. And I'm like, sorry, dude, are you a shareholder or a gamer?
Mm-hmm.
You know, are you more interested in the money that they earn or the games that you play? And this is
well, we talked about this in I think we might have talked about this in the DMs. But they go outside of gaming a lot, like caring about what Microsoft, the conglomerate company, is making. It doesn't really it doesn't translate into the quality of games you're going to get. You're getting games. We can't stray away from that. You're getting games on Xbox. You're just not getting good games that you believe you can brag about online. And if you're talking about a multi-plot, you're secluded to talking about, hey, we have a better ray tracing than you do, or look at this 1 frame per second, it's a little bit higher than yours. I mean, you're doing that type of petty shit, which we saw all fucking year, right? You're doing fake RDNA 2. We're doing real RDNA 2 because
buzzwords, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't want to talk about the games. Because you know when it comes to the exclusive games, those games that sell your system for a casual mom, dad, uncle, aunt, grandparent, cousin, sister, brother that are looking at commercials that are in the GameStop, Walmart, Best Buy, Target. They're seeing what they want to see that they want to play on any system. Let's just talk about Nintendo. Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, Kirby. They got games. You know, we got Sackboy, Little Big Planet, Bloodborne, Spider-Man, right?
They've not just got the games, bro. They've got the talent. And you look at the narrative that's been spun for the last, 3 or 4 weeks. They've been saying, Watch Dogs Legion's ray tracing will be way better on the Xbox Series X than Spider-Man's. And what they're failing to realize is it's not down to necessarily the power of the console, especially when raw power is negligible in its difference. I mean, you're looking at 18% difference in power, which is negligible. What it's down to is dev talent. Because you look at that ray tracing on Watch Dogs Legion, or the ray tracing, to be fair, in Devil May Cry 5, it's not got a scratch on Spider-Man's ray tracing. The quality is industry leading, and James Stevenson, the one of the devs at Insomniac Game Studio, said that very, very passionately and very forthrightly, that our ray tracing solution is premium and the best in the business, and it freaking well is. You look at that ray tracing, bro. I made a post on Twitter and it blew up. It's got over 2,300 likes and God knows how many retweets. It was a screenshot from Digital Foundry's playthrough of Spider-Man and their review of Miles Morales. And there's a scene where he's crawling down the building, and there is not a bit of ground that isn't reflected. It's crazy. The detail is nuts. And Watch Dogs Legion's ray tracing looks terrible.
Oh, I saw it. And no, I'm not talking about the S, the weaker system of the new series. I'm talking about the X. It's pretty blurry when it's reflecting. I've saw some reflections on certain games that I have that don't have ray tracing. I've even saw on this new marble floor that I put on Monster Hunter, and how it reflects on the chairs and stuff. I mean, from what I saw from there to there, yeah, they're doing what they call ray tracing. I'm just seeing some reflections. But you could easily not tell the difference if you start picking out certain games.
John Lenneman actually says that the ray tracing distance is very low in Watch Dogs Legion, and that it turns into SSR at quite a small range, which is, it says a lot. And that's not because the Xbox Series X can't. I've said very often, I think the Xbox Series X has more ray tracing capability than the PS5, to be sure, because it has the hardware there that the PS5 doesn't have. The PS5 has less ray tracing cores. The implementation of that ray tracing, however, is down to the dev skill level, and the method of how they're implementing the ray tracing. Like, they're going through software DirectX, which it isn't necessarily the same method that obviously PlayStation are using, because their ray tracing cores are integrated into their tensor cores, and so they're able to kind of dish out a nice overall balance, choosing what's ray traced and what isn't to get the best performance, and the overall quality is what we see on the screen. It works.
So
it's we
got a little bit of marketing. I just wanted to narrow this one out. There's a NFL football player, American football player, that will be wearing some Adidas tennis shoes. These Adidas tennis shoes have the brand new Miles Morales, and it has electricity on the side, red, white, and black. I mean, red and black, and with the electricity being orange. On the back of the shoe, it has the Spider-Man, the Miles Morales Spider-Man. Looks really nice. They just put this up on the official Spider-Man Twitter page. I do want to say something, and I think Akira remembers this. This happened last week. Xbox fans did a Photoshop job, I think it was around Saturday or Sunday, of The Rock holding a exclusive Xbox Series X. I told a lot of people there's no way that's real, because he would have tweeted it himself. James Gunn, that did Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's doing a new Suicide Squad movie. He got an Xbox Series X from Microsoft with his name on it in gold, trimmed in gold. It's real because he posted it. But the one that they said The Rock, the wrestler, the actor, the one that he got last week, he didn't really get. They just photoshopped it into his fucking hands, and Xbox fans went crazy. So
Yeah.
I want everybody to understand the difference between real and fake. But again, to the Xbox community, it can be fake, it can be exaggerated. It doesn't matter. If it is a win for them, they will spread it around, and they spread that image around like it really came from The Rock. One website actually picked up the story and claimed that The Rock got an Xbox Series X because they were fooled by a fake Photoshop image.
Even so, the whole sending James Gunn a gold-plated Xbox, it's so freaking cringe, man. I mean, I feel like Microsoft are a generation behind, not just in game design, but in marketing as well. You know, that you're going to suck up to celebrities, big-name celebrities, to try and advertise your console, and yet here the competition is showing off games to advertise the console.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, come on, guys, you know, we already know Gears 5 plays the exact same as Gears 1, but the marketing tactics you're resorting to are the exact same that companies used to resort to like 20 years ago when celebrities were cool. But celebrities aren't cool anymore. All right, The Rock, the Dwayne Johnson is cool, but using them to sponsor your product, everybody can see through that. We're not like in the era of the Beatles anymore where people faint and lose their minds.
But you gotta remember, that has been Xbox's MO since they got started. The Rock was on stage, but what I'm telling you is he didn't actually get the Xbox. The Xbox fanboys just made a Photoshop image and made it seem like he had it, but he really didn't have it. Today,
100%.
James Gunn actually did. So his Xbox isn't gold plated. It's just a normal black Xbox, but his name is James Gunn, and that's written in gold on the front of the system. But that's it. Now, normally, obviously, you know, if you get a system, you will always have a game that's going to lean on the system, you know, kind of to advertise that the system has a launch title. You don't ever see that for Xbox because they don't have any launch titles. Now, you might see some images where Assassin's Creed is doing it. Assassin's Creed might be leaning against the Xbox, symbolizing that, hey, it has this game. Or, you know, Watch Dogs, Legion. But outside of those two games, they don't have anything. And it's troubling, man. Like, okay, you want to be honest? Let's be honest. Gears Tactics. Not new. It's old. Yakuza Like a Dragon. That's not new. That came out in January in Japan on the PS4. That's not new. That's old. Scorn.
Kingfisher is playing it now.
Yeah, Scorn. That game's been in development for 8 years. That's not new. It's old. Bright Memory. I think that's been in development for 3 or 4 years. That's not new. That's old. Gears 5 update. Well, god damn, Gears came out last year. That's a 1-year-old game. Like, what new games do you have? One's coming out in the month of November that are not on other platforms, not on a PC. What exclusive games do you have to your system? It's a question that they will continuously dodge. They will get triggered. They will do all this other stuff to dodge that answer because they don't want to say that we really don't have any games. Now, I saw one person that people were spreading around on Twitter saying that a system with no games is better than a system with games. And I don't understand that one.
He really said that?
Yeah.
System with no games is better than a system with games.
Yep.
He really said that.
Dude, I have a screenshot of that shit.
You know who I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
Kara, you're proper up on this, aren't you? You're really savvy with not letting anything slip by you. You spot everything. But damn, that is a bad take, bro.
It is a bad take.
It is a bad
Kara,
take.
can you post that in the Discord so he can see it?
Yeah, I got it. One sec. This same dude, by the way, this same dude argued with John.
Oh, he did.
He also, yeah, he said John knows nothing. He knows shit.
Well,
even though John repeatedly said he talked to the engineers already.
Yeah, you gotta love those people to say they know more than people that do know more.
Surely Japan QC
did you post it up?
When he posted that.
Yeah, I posted it right there.
He's replying to Fatal Enigma, who's a very known known to be a fanboy, isn't he? An Xbox fanboy.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he was trolling by saying that he was bringing out the hilarity and the stupidity of what Fatal Enigma would have been saying. Because to say games is greater than games.
I got one more for you. Look at this. I think it's pretty serious because it's pretty stupid as well. Look at that.
I'm on my alternate Twitter account and I'm searching.
Look at the Discord chat. Look at that Jap dude. Look what he said to.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm looking for that one and I can't find it. And
he blocked me, so I cannot really see him anymore.
That's Japan QC.
He blocked me, so I don't know anymore what else he's doing.
I'm on this private Twitter account, but I think he might have deleted it. When did he say this? Like, he said this, what, days ago?
Did you see that? You see what he said to John? Fucking nerve.
Hold on, let me go see what you said. He said, sorry, John, he said, sorry, John, but just like Xbox One X versus PS4 Pro, it will be the same thing. I don't know why you are trying to push the PS5 equals Xbox Series X. It don't matter. You have more power all you want. PS4 Pro did do its job. It made games perform a little bit better and look a little bit better. In the end, it didn't even matter because it had the games that people wanted to play.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters in it.
Got some nerve.
For example, if you look at Call of Duty running on the Xbox One X, it's a high resolution, but it doesn't play or look as good because of the frame rate. It's inconsistent and it's not as smooth. So it's a worser experience. Whereas on PS4 Pro, it plays smoother because of it's a lower frame rate. It doesn't necessarily higher frame rate doesn't mean a better experience. Not frame rate. Higher resolution doesn't mean a better experience. And that's why John has said overall the PS5's backwards compatibility is more impressive than the Xbox Series X's because the games are more consistent and more smooth, and it's a better game experience.
Bro, I can't fucking find it.
Yeah, I think he deleted it.
Yeah, I think he deleted that shit, bro. I searched the thing. I'm glad you took the screenshot. You know, I got my shit kind of boosted, so I could have took a clearer screenshot that zoomed in. But it's cool.
He's coward.
Yeah, I know, bro. It sucks. But yeah, okay. So this is what you got. You got Gears Tactics. Gears 5 update with Batista's face. You have Falconeer.
Doesn't this say anything? You're struggling to remember because that's how few
Hold
games
on.
are.
I got this. You got Scorn sometime between December and next year. Oh shit, we didn't talk about that. Medium got delayed, people.
Yep.
So John got that.
That was surprising, man. That Medium got delayed. That was like, what the fuck? That was hard. Got shit to play. Got nothing to play anymore.
I wonder how many people will play and complete the Medium when it comes out. I wonder how many Xbox fans will play it. Because it doesn't scream to me like a game that... I mean, if you're a Silent Hill fan, of 100% you'll play it because it's got the same composer and it looks great. It looks like a really good horror game, but it definitely doesn't look like a big budget AAA.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't.
This whole argument that it can do things that the PS5 couldn't do is a load of BS because it's not actually all it's doing is playing because the character moves in the same direction in both worlds and it's a static camera, right? So the static camera means that very little has to be present on screen except what's what's there in the set room, right? It's almost like a weird, not 2.5D, but similar to the old Resident Evil games with the static camera. But all it's doing is having 2 rooms with different textures in. That's literally all it's doing. It's not loading in 2 separate worlds at the same time. There's just 2, at least from what I've seen. It just seems like 2 sets of textures on screen. I mean, it's going to be a game that I'm going to play on PC. Yeah, I'm sure my 970 i7 basic i7 16 gigabytes of DDR3 will manage it on medium settings, if you pardon the pun.
Speaking of, I'm gonna be building a PC. I think it's the NX ZT or some shit like that. You know, the one that looks like an Xbox Series X. I'm building that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get that, and then I'm gonna start getting parts over next year. You know, get a part here, get a part there. Might wrap it up in 2 months. Might wrap the project up in 3 months. It all depends. But I don't want to take it away from any of the games I'll be playing on PlayStation. The reason why I'm getting a PC is to play the Xbox games that I really do want to play in the future. And, you know, probably for streaming purposes, to have something even more powerful, to do more 4K live streams or whatever, some shit like that. So I thought it was really, really interesting that you know, when we're talking about Fable, which is a game I played on the Xbox 360 that was handed down to me in 2006. As soon as my brother got the PS3, he was done. He was done. He had got the 360 day one. When the PS3 came out the following year, he was done with it. He gave it to me. He gave me the PS2. So I just started playing Fable. Like I said, I love medieval fantasies and shit, and I like Fable. I saw him play it a lot, so I started playing it. It was really good. Fable's been bad for a long time. I like Fable Legends, but I don't think that they needed to make it the way that they made it. With the microtransactions. That was in the beta, if you guys remember that. The microtransactions was in the beta. How long do you think it would take for them to bring the new Fable out? Now, this is a new Fable. We don't know if it's like a Demon Souls remake.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's a brand new thing.
I think it's an MMO style, MMO-esque. And that's only because of the team that are working on it. You look at the team, the creative director is GTA Online creative director. So, like, that's got to be telling, right? Why would they get him as the creative director if they're not planning on monetizing games as a service, MMO-esque game? I don't know.
It's just again, it's the Xbox fans. I just want to be 100% honest. What I see on Twitter is weird. They have a list of their studios, and then on the list of their studios, they keep talking about, hey, we got these studios, that means something. Or like, hey, look at these studios right here. You can't possibly beat how many studios we have. It's over. Yeah, we're winning. And I'm like, oh, I mean, are you though? Like, it really does depend on when they bring out a game, and is the game gonna be good? You know,
yeah, I've only seen 3 potential killer apps on the Xbox Series X, and that's Avowed, and I'm trying to think of anything else. Because and Fable, because it's not about numbers of studios. That's as pointless as counting numbers of teraflops. It's always about numbers with these guys. Numbers of studios. What about the quality of those studios, guys?
Mm-hmm.
What about the quality? Because if you're talking quality, I'm pretty sure that PlayStation has a few trump cards up its sleeve. You know what I mean? Like, you can throw out Insomniac. You know, you can throw out Santa Monica, Naughty Dog. If you want to talk quality, that's a different subject. But numbers of studios isn't a reason to buy an Xbox Series X. I'm sorry.
Look, I believe you. Obviously, I've been saying this for a while now, all of this year, and last year too. I think when Adam was in here, he talked to us about how long would it actually take to bring these games out that they're bragging about. Um, so the cool thing is we can put all of this to the test. In the next day and some change, the Xbox Series X is gonna be out. We put it to the test. Let's see how many Xbox fans actually go out and buy the system that has no games.
Let's see how many Xbox fans kind of big up Assassin's Creed Valhalla as the best game they've ever played.
Oh, when does that review drop?
I don't know, but it looks terrible, bro. Like it's a far cry from the Unity days. And Unity, it had issues, but the quality, the ambition was there, the desire and the drive was there. You look at that model of Paris, the amount of love that went into that game is nuts, right? And that's why I still respect Unity. It's personally for me, aside from Assassin's Creed 2. It's my favorite Assassin's Creed game, not because of the glitches and the issues with it, but I could see so much. It was a next-gen game a generation too early, and current-gen consoles couldn't handle it. But like when you look at that game and its ambition, Ubisoft had passion there, but now it just feels soulless. Like the games feel soulless, and it baffles me how far they've fallen compared to what they used to be.
Yeah, again, I haven't been a Ubisoft fan since the end of last gen when they said the reason why Assassin's Creed didn't look good on PS3 is because they needed more power. And then obviously Naughty Dog with Uncharted 2 and 3 just pretty much shut that dumb shit up. And of course God of War 3 and then the Killzone games. It was a lot of games that looked very, very well on a PS3. And it just, that pissed me off, it turned me off, and I boycotted them. Me, personally, just, again, my opinion. I did not like that. And it's just like, they have gotten so big that they don't have to care. They feel that they don't have to care. They feel that they can release anything, and it'll be alright.
I can't wait to compare Cyberpunk 2077 with Watch Dogs Legions. It's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be absolutely embarrassing to see the complete dimensions apart in terms of quality.
What game in Watch Dogs Legions?
Cyberpunk 2077 versus Watch Dogs Legion.
Oh God!
The quality difference.
And that's what I've talked to people about. Bro. I don't like that. It seems like, again, forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm just a gamer. I'm not a professional, okay? But it seems like as a gamer, Ubisoft has went into this copy and paste style.
Facts.
Where you got Assassin's Creed that's using a similar engine all the fucking time. You have Watch Dogs that's using a similar engine now all the time, 3 different versions. You got the same thing going on. What's that other game? The Division. And I feel like every game...
That's my guilty pleasure. I like the
Division. I do too. I actually brought Division 2 because I live in, I work in DC and my job was around there. And I thought it was awesome. I just, never had a team all the time, so I ended up deleting it. But I thought that was a better game. But it's just like that one fell through the cracks. I don't think I should have that on the list. Yeah, I just keep it to Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed, especially Assassin's Creed. Yeah, there was a difference. Things changed between what was it, Syndicate and Odyssey? Syndicate and Origins. That's when things changed. But people, because Origins was new, people did like Origins. But then it kind of strayed away from the Assassin's Creed that you know and love. And it kind of went into that fantasy shit. Then Odyssey did it. And I was a sucker for Odyssey because I love Greek mythology.
I couldn't stand Odyssey. I loved Origins. I loved Origins not for its gameplay, but just them periods, man. They took my breath away. The setting was beautiful. And the visuals were amazing.
Reason why I got Odyssey is because I love the story of the 300. I love the movie as well. I love God of War and the Greek mythology there. And after I left community college, I would pretty much just sit around watching Discovery Channel and History Channel just to keep my brain working. And I love Greek mythology. So I was a sucker for it. I went to go get the game because of that. Not because it was Assassin's Creed. But it was my very first Assassin's Creed to buy. No lie. My only and first Assassin's Creed to buy at full price day one. I got the highest edition. I got to play it 3 days early. I streamed the shit out of it. And I tried my hardest to love it just based on the fact that I have spent so much money on that copy. And, Somatic that was in here, I think he got so frustrated he took the game out of his PS4 and threw it, or he cracked it in half. One of those things. It was crazy. People know I tried my hardest to love the game. They watched me stream the shit out of that game. I tried so hard. I tried. The RPG mechanics kind of made it like, oh man, it has RPG mechanics. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, was I wrong?
Hey, dude. You know how they said after Breakpoint fiasco and how much of an absolute failure Breakpoint was with its monetization? They promised that they were going to go a much more different direction for their next games and make each game feel different and unique and be specific, and try harder. Well, if you compare Gods and Monsters combat system to Odyssey, it's identical.
I'm done.
There's no difference.
I'm fucking done. Okay.
It's like a fucking reskin. It's
no,
like
bro.
a reskin.
No. You cannot tell me. No. You can't tell me that, bro. I'm gonna have to find some money. Frostbite. I know you got a lot of money, bro. You're gonna have to fund a project for me. I need to get that fucking what is that Gods and Monsters shit? I need to buy that because if what he's saying is fucking true, wait up, did the game come out yet?
Yeah, it's available on Google Stadia. You can have a free trial and play it.
Oh,
but
okay.
Dude, it screamed Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The moment I saw it, I was like, holy shit, that's the exact same combat mechanics, the same camera, the same animations, the same movement. I swear.
This is why
they've literally reskinned.
Shit.
They've implemented the same code from Odyssey into the engine. I swear down, because the dodging mechanic and everything, it looks identical. It's like I swear down, it's a reskin. There's different elements like climbing and flying or gliding and stuff like that. But you look at the arrows, firing arrows and dodging and swinging your sword. Yeah, they've added a few extra fight animations in there and a few nice special effects, but straight away it just felt like Odyssey. And I said this straight away as soon as I saw it. And you know what? The moment Saltiest Gaming tried it, he said, "Yep, it's just like Odyssey. The combat is too like Odyssey for me."
You know, right there, that saddens me, man. That saddens the shit out of me.
Bro, that's Ubisoft. That's what they do. They cut corners to make profit and make money.
And the thing is, because okay, again, I'm just gonna say this, but don't take any offense to it, okay? I'm just speaking as a normal gamer. They're a developer made for casual gamers. They're a developer made for gamers that don't know the difference between exclusives and multiplats. Though Ubisoft is a developer for people that love just, hey, this game is exciting and it's hyped up by my friends. Oh, I love Assassin's Creed. I love Madden. I love Need for Speed. I love Call of Duty. Those people.
I love Splinter Cell.
Exactly. Those games that continuously come out all the time and they barely change stuff. Call of Duty has done a good job of changing things. More so than Assassin's Creed. More so than EA when it comes to Madden. But that's what Ubisoft is for now. They're for those type of people. And as long as those type of people keep buying their shitty games, they're feeling that they're alright.
Remember Splinter Cell, not Conviction, the one after, Splinter Cell, Blackout?
Uh-huh.
Now that game was freaking incredible. The ambition that went into that game with the motion capture, the takedowns were so fluid. The what you could pull off this was so diverse and allowed you so much freedom in how you chose to approach each and every scenario and enemy and combo your moves and different combinations of what you could pull off and do together. It made you feel like a true freaking echelon, and like you were Sam Fisher, better than any other Splinter Cell before that. Chaos Theory is still my favorite, but Blackout was it's something special, and that's because Ubisoft back in those days cared about their games. Now they care about making the money from the games. And here's Cyberpunk 2077. Here's CD Projekt Red, a richer company now, spending 8 years, 9 years, I don't know how many years, on one game. And they're richer. What does that show?
8 years. 8 years.
8 years, yeah. 8 years. Cheers, Akira. 8 years and they're richer. They've got more money. What does that tell you? If you put in the quality and you put in the passion and you put in the effort and you give a shit about the game more than how much money you're going to make from the game, you're going to make far more money than you ever anticipated.
Oh man, it's true.
I said this before. Ever since PS3, I think Ubisoft stopped evolving.
I know, but look, I was saying that about Ubisoft at the end of the generation. They had gotten.
I mean,
lazy.
after the Watch Dog fiasco.
Sorry, Red Raven. I mean Blacklist. Yeah. Sorry, Red Raven.
Sorry, I mean after the Watch Dogs fiasco and E3, the downgrade. I think that's when they stopped evolving. Because after that, Ubisoft didn't really step up anymore. They're just like Ubisoft games are just like those games for the fan base and for people who just don't have anything to play and wants to enjoy something casually.
Very casual.
Something like that.
Now, look, you would look at like the new Assassin's Creed with the difficulty and RPG elements is a little bit more hardcore. But again, we're talking about the method of how you pretty much buy games. And as far as, Assassin's Creed is concerned, it might take a little skill or used to, or it may still, but it's still casual because the people that are buying it are not aware of how bad it is. They're just buying it based off of advertisement and hype. And when you do that, that's casual. To me, in my opinion, personally. In my personal opinion, it makes you casual. If you're going to buy a game based off of knowing it's good, and you've done the research, and you're not getting excited about a cinematic, or because Microsoft's putting out advertisements on your cell phone, I can respect your decision to pick that game up because you really want to play it and you want to beat it. But there are so many people that support Ubisoft and this fucking horrible path they're on, and they're just buying it because the game is hyped up because my cousin or my friend is talking about it and they said it's good. And that's it. That's all it takes.
Go on, Nicola.
Games that I played them from Ubisoft was The Division and Wildlands, Ghost Recon. I think Ghost Recon is a really good game.
Yeah, I liked Wildlands, although I was disappointed though with the lack of control over your squad in the single player. Like it wasn't like SOCOM where you could, or older games. So again, I feel like they take a step backwards with the way they design games. Breakpoint, I love the PvP and I play it often with the bus drivers at 22. He's called on Twitter. He's a cool guy. He was actually in the chat on this video before. He's actually in this chat. I'll find his name. The General Iffy.
Okay.
The General Iffy. Yeah. He's called the Bus Drivers on Twitter for some reason. And me, him, and his squad, we play it often, and I enjoy it. It's a really good time with friends. But I tell you, we have to put up with so much bullshit from that game, like the lag, the unoptimization, the lack of polish, and just BS that the game throws at you. You really have to have patience to get through it. And that. When was Ubisoft ever known for a lack of polish? They used to make really high quality games, and they've just fallen now, in my opinion, anyway.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, another one they're good at. They had to fix it though, which was Rainbow Six Siege. They had to fix it. Remember, it came out as dog shit, but over time they made it better.
The community's still dog shit, bro. So toxic in that game.
Oh, I bet. But I'm just talking about the game. You know, something that, you know, I'm not sure Ubisoft can say, hey, we did this game this way. We know we need to fix it. No, they made the game this way. They're not going to fix it. That's a way that they can make money off of you once you get into that game. Like the way to try to trick me into buying DLC in order to make me level up faster or some shit. That's just fucking horrible, man. That's just fucking horrible.
Yeah, Uma in the comment section asked me what community. I'm talking about Rainbow Six Siege community. The PC community is great in Rainbow Six Siege. They're really good. But console community, especially on PlayStation anyway, toxic as fuck. Like, you enter a game, and if you're not a certain level, they just team kill you. And it's crazy. Maybe I'm just hitting the wrong servers. I don't know.
Wow, man. Wow. I think we're pretty much done with everything today. And today I'm not streaming all the way till the fucking I'm about to go to sleep. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna get some rest because I know this could be a big week. I only got 2 days of work. This week is gonna go by fast. As soon as I get to like 9 o'clock tomorrow, my work day is pretty much over. I pretty much did all the work that I needed to do. But it's gonna be a great week. I think we've gotten to everything. I wanna say thank you to the Woolly Gamer, Akira, Boca Loca for being in here, and Somatic and Adam for being in the chat. Thank you. All the other people that supported us, supported the stream. I want to thank you guys, Red Raven, Umar, Stardust, Rafe the Emperor. Thank you guys. If there's any questions that you have, you can put them down in the chat. In the next 5 minutes, we're going to be reading off those questions. But yeah, man. So just my little schedule for next week. I go live Monday and Tuesday. I won't go live on Wednesday. I won't be reachable. I'll be with my family. And then on Thursday, expect to see pictures and stuff on Twitter and in the community section of me going to get the PS5. Somatic said it would be a good idea to record the journey. So I think I might. I try to the best of my ability and record most of the journey of me getting the system and coming back and, you know, unboxing it and shit like that. I'll be going live from the PS5 if all things are ready for me to live stream from the PS5. So that's what I'll be doing. There's a couple more details that we need. Live streaming, PlayStation Now, and a few other tidbits. Hopefully we'll get that within the next 2 days. And that's it. A ghost that I joined late, my bad. It's alright, man. It's alright. Yeah, Boca Loca said that he went through the bullshit with Destiny multiplayer elitists or whatever you call them. I'm not sure if you spoilers this week. If I
don't think you can TK in Destiny, but yeah, there is a lot of toxic community out there, especially with high skill tier games that require teamwork, which unfortunately Rainbow Six Siege is one of those.
It's just so much shit about to happen this week.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem, man. Anytime.
Appreciate the invite. And Akira, mate, it's after all these after this whole year that I followed you, bro, and really like your content, it's nice to finally speak to you in person. It's been awesome, and I'm just sorry I haven't shut up most of the time. I feel like I've taken up most of the mic.
No, man. You're the featured person for today, so I wanted to make sure we heard a lot from you. I didn't want to take over the chat or anything like that.
Well, thank you for asking for my thoughts and opinions, guys. Remember, it's just my opinion. I'm just a guy. I don't know everything, and I get shit wrong all the time. You know, I'm forever taking L's. I get things wrong sometimes, but hey, I'm just here for the ride.
Yeah. We got 2 minutes. Any questions? Anything? I asked a couple questions. I might have just skipped over some of the stuff because it was scrolling a little fast for me. But I was wondering how many people are moving over next week. I know Belka Loca has some problems with his delivery. It might be delayed by 2 or 3 or 2 or 5 days.
I don't know which one I'm getting first, so it's either the
Oh,
physical
no,
or the digital.
that's right. You do got the digital. Okay. That's right. I forgot about the digital. Somebody else said they had to, like, I don't know. Somebody, I think it was, here it is, Cannibal Vegetarian. He said that he had to cancel a lot of his accessories or something because they wouldn't come in time. So he's gonna try to go find them. I don't know. It's a lot of problems with the delivery, and I can't really blame it on the election shit because that's over. But I don't know. It's just some people still aren't getting their stuff. Have you talked to Briggs lately?
I haven't talked to them all week. I was gonna say, man, people that haven't even gotten their tracking information, like for example with Xbox, they've gotten their system early, so I'm hoping that maybe could happen with my situation.
That's what I was wondering,
other
bro.
people.
I swear, if the system is there on Tuesday before I leave for work, I'm riding up there to get the shit. I'm still gonna take a break from the internet on Wednesday, or a break from YouTube on Wednesday, but I do want to pick the system up and at least have it in my possession. And do the unboxing and everything on Thursday. That would be awesome. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna check Best Buy tomorrow. I'm gonna check Best Buy on Tuesday morning early. And if it says hey in the shop or some dumb shit like that, that's gonna be awesome. I'm hoping they're not just saying shit on the website because that's the day it comes out, but the whole time it's been sitting in the fucking shop. Cause I hate that shit, man. Like, hey, I told Woolly, if the shit's there, just let us pick it up. It doesn't matter the region. It doesn't matter, what the store is. If you have it, let the gamers pick it up. Fuck the street date. I want to get my shit as soon as possible. Damn, man. Get that shit.
Xbox launches on Tuesday, right?
What's going on, Cyber Dragon? Yeah, it launches on Tuesday. I'm not really sure if they're gonna do a midnight. Oh shit! It launches on Tuesday. People might be able to pick it up tomorrow. Fuck, I forgot about that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow, probably gonna see a bunch of pictures and stuff.
Well, I mean, we get to see what games they playing. So that's awesome.
In your collector's edition, I would guess.
I mean, that would be awesome. You get to see if the Xbox has some games tomorrow. You should walk to GameStop and tell them Xbox has no games.
Like what, a megaphone?
Yeah, with a microphone or megaphone. That would be funny. I'm interested. I mean, still, whether Xbox has games or not, they have just a crazy, toxic, cancerous fan base, and it doesn't seem like they're going to stop supporting them. But we will see. We will see if they do go out and pick up the system. One thing I noticed was the Xbox One X when it came out, a more powerful system, again sold to them for $500. They didn't really support that as much. They did not buy it as much, but they did get on the internet bragging about the power of it. But a lot of people bragging about the power did not own one. So it's going to be interesting to see the people that actually own one. And the people that don't own one but still brag about the power. Because that's fraudulent right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I see it all the time with the PC community, but hey, it is what it is. But with the
Well, you're right, it's similar because they're launching with, what they launched with Super Lucky still for that one. This one they're launching with essentially the Falconeer. It's the same freaking thing, dude. It's deja vu.
Yeah. Hey, man, you said it, not me. It's true. Falconeer and Super Lucky Tail, and I'm pretty sure the Falconeer will be multi-plat in the next year or two. If it's not going to the Switch first, it'll be on PlayStation. What kind of game is the Falconeer? Because we have a game similar to that.
It's like that.
Like a Panzer Dragon?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Oh.
Panzer Dragon.
So Pathless isn't similar to that? Because I was thinking Pathless might be similar.
No.
Oh.
No,
Pathless
that's
is similar
open world
art
terrain.
style.
Oh, similar art style. Okay. Similar art style, not the same game. Man, hey, it's gonna be weird if Pathless has a higher score than Falconeer.
Hey, Pathless is looking dope. I tell you, that's definitely a pickup for me. It looks great. I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far.
Did you play Abzu, Wooly?
Oh, I love Abzu.
Yeah, it's
I
a good
played
game.
it, but I didn't stick to it for more than half an hour because I was actually trying to. My girlfriend's not much of a gamer, and I thought, oh, she'll like this, but she didn't like it, so she turned it off. So,
Gotcha.
so
It's
I
not much more than a
played
couple hours anyway. Not a long game.
Yeah, it's definitely worth me checking out. I really enjoyed Journey. Journey was amazing. I loved Journey.
Oh yeah, Journey. I like Journey.
Hey, by the way, guys, if there is one Game Pass game that I can recommend, I've spent 40 quid on it because it's only just now come to Game Pass, but I've had it for over a year. It's Deep Rock Galactic. It's now on Game Pass, so if you've got Game Pass, do check out Deep Rock Galactic on your PC. It plays best on PC, to be honest, because it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal game, and great if you're squadding up with
Sitting at a
buddies.
10 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah, it's dope. You mine in these caves and fight off hordes and get back to your vessel.
Looks interesting.
With the loot. It's great. It's a great game. I'd 100% recommend it.
Are these dwarves? I see they got big beards.
Yeah. You play dwarves with mining dwarves and stuff like that.
It's first person or third person?
Yeah, it's first person.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's a great game. It really is a phenomenal game, and it's worth every penny. And I paid big bucks for it. So now it's on Game Pass. It's a steal. Wow. It's not sadly on PlayStation. It's on Xbox, but it's not on PlayStation. I tell you what, it's the only. I've said this all along. It's the best exclusive Xbox has, and it's not even an exclusive that many people even know about or appreciate.
Wow.
Yeah, I legit just heard of this right now.
Yeah, me too.
Deep Rock Galactic.
I'm looking at a lot of screenshots. It gives me a little bit of a Borderlands vibe, just a little bit.
Imagine GTFO, get the fuck out, that game, combined with Minecraft.
Okay, yeah.
And you've kind of got the idea. Although it's not Minecraft, it's not blocky like Minecraft. It's just cartoonesque. Or like combine it with like a cartoony game. You get the idea.
Galactic.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Deep Rock Galactic.
Cool. Oh yeah, I see it now.
So they're saying they're going to bring it to PlayStation at some point, but yeah, it's a time deal at the moment, like you mentioned.
I hope it does. I'll be picking.
So how much did you pay for it?
40 quid for all the DLC and everything.
Oh shit! You talking about the DLC? Okay. God damn.
I paid 40 quid for the full collection, for the full edition, which is really good price for what it is. It's
this can have offline co-op, right?
Yeah, you can play it single player or co-op.
It says they ruled out a Switch version, so have fun with that, JayTech.
Have fun with what?
On that
it's too memory intensive. It's not even going to be considered for the Switch from what I'm reading.
That's illegal.
I will probably have to go now, JayTech.
Oh, no problem, man.
My tea is. I'm smelling food, and it's gonna go cold. And
I need to buy some food, so I'm up out of here too, guys. We probably be on Twitch later on just to chill. Akira, I'm gonna be here for a little bit. But everybody in the chat, you already know tomorrow and Tuesday, 11 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll see you again on Thursday when the system comes out. I won't be doing any live streams on Wednesday, so don't look for me on Wednesday. But I'll be back Thursday, and from Thursday to Saturday, obviously Thursday to Sunday, I'll be on the PS5, breaking it down, giving you my opinions, and my reviews on certain features and games.
By the way, Boca Loca, it's nice to meet you, bro.
Oh, likewise, man, pleasure.
Okay. Again, thank you for Woolly Gamer for being our featured guest today.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody else, have a good night. Get some food. Get some rest. It's going to be a long week.